It is Gloomhaven.
Is that a legacy game or something?
Yep.
That's why things are permanent.
Yeah, so that's like when you unlock new missions, you get new stickers from various places.
Okay, and up here as well, yeah. Cool.
We've only been playing that since the start of the year.
You've sunk a pile of hours into that, man.
What?
You've gotten your money for it.
Yeah, I meant to.
That's even Jimmy's copy. We'll be playing again with my copy.
Do you think you'll play it again?
I'll play it again. They say they might not, but just play with a different group of people.
I mean, if Rob goes home at the same time I do tomorrow, I can stop by again.
Look at him playing. I want yellow. Yellow or blue.
Yeah, it's right here.
That's the only one I haven't played yet.
We need to get it. What do you guys want to play?
Sure.
How many people can play this?
I'm happy to explain it.
How many people can play?
Yeah,
People can play.
4.
Oh, 4. Well, you guys,
We can gang up.
you guys go ahead.
Yeah, can we play together?
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
Because I need his brain as far as games
Okay, who
go.
else?
So,
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I've got her.
Sorry, Derek.
No, I'm playing
You can get in here. Perfect. That's alright. Are you still living in the same place?
Robot? No, I'm one
Plural. It's like one robot. I get the only robot.
Super nice.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit of an improvement. Yeah.
whatever you want to pull in there.
Where are we going into?
You guys want to sit
This
there?
side, you have more space than this
Probably
side.
easiest.
Yeah, I can sit here.
I'll just go stumble beside Chris.
So you guys are full here now?
Yes.
Yep, all right.
Yeah, it works. Oh, now we have 3 boards before this. We'll let Dan set it up because it's easier with one person.
What's going on? Oh, that one's cool. I like the orange one. I mean, I know it doesn't matter. It's cool.
Yes. It's all pretty amazing.
Did they come painted like this?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of over the top. They initially started with a much taller robot, like probably 2.5 times the size, and then they would go and try. They initially started with one this big, and then they shrunk down the scale, and then they shrunk down the scale again. So the one we ended up with here is slightly bigger, or slightly smaller. They had ones that were going to be bigger, but then the pricing initially was just going to be a 2-player game, and then they found out that no, the demand was actually for a 4-player, so they had to go back and rework it a bit.
In their workshop, they had all the different sizes on display.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then they had ones where they custom painted their own ones. Like, so the guys themselves, like, and they added their own little bits to them, and like they had their own custom robots.
This is giving me like a Boston Dynamic vibe.
There you go. Like, we just need to get them to like walking around. So we have a little tiny. That'd be awesome if you like their own walking robots. And we can just bang it on the board so they like. So let's hold all our dice.
Green dice.
Everyone has to have their own.
Oh yeah.
Don't want this yellow dice. Yeah.
Sell your gaming experience, yeah. Yellow dice.
These are the giant robots.
Giant killer robots. Perhaps you've heard of them.
Do they move?
They don't. It's not animatronics, Jimmy.
It's like painted out around that. Whoa. That's not enough for me.
Yeah.
They have to move.
Yeah.
What? F this.
That'd be cool.
My miniatures move. No, they don't.
I think that'd be cool. You have to pay someone to paint yours. Mine came painted.
I got my friend painting.
So you're putting Paul's future kids through college. So essentially, you did pay for someone to paint yours when you bought it. Technically, yeah.
This is a 5-player game? 4-player?
4. Do you want to snuggle up, Jimmy, and play?
We're playing a team here, so they can.
Okay, you go play over
You
there.
guys
in
do
that
it.
game.
I'm kicking butt in this
We need these things.
I heard we're playing here, you can just shuffle off.
I'm thinking we need these. Yes.
Those look like some.
Yes.
Okay, this looks
I'm guessing.
very impressive. I
Still
will say.
Pretty cool, eh? Here's our little board of So as you unlock something,
Do you want to pop up
You get
those?
better at stuff. Looks like.
maybe we'll put it on the. Oh, someone will sit on it in the chair. No, I'll put it in here maybe. Or anywhere. Put it for
Drop spec drops.
We can probably go all the way back over there too. If
You can hit anywhere, like almost.
Oh yeah, I guess we're not gonna be changing it around, right?
We will probably. I mean, if you get to me, I will change.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a drone, a walker,
And then
and a four-legged thing.
this
Totally not toys.
Thanks. It's
Totally
in
not
my
toys.
closet manually from before.
What?
The sweater.
that's wicked.
You've had that sweater forever.
Hey, we're guys, we overlooked
I probably used it as an underlayer before, so that's where the fuzz comes from.
But it matched, so we're good.
This is a beer.
What is this?
This is giant killer robots.
I got that from the models. I'm curious to see how it plays out.
Guys, can we
Gonna roll back.
scooch the board
Get every
90?
Get all your minutes.
Yeah, that's probably a better spot.
So I'm curious, how do giant killer robots climb towers?
However they want.
Commercialization.
They're giant. Come on.
They do how they please. Alright, let's
I'm gonna have to say everything like that.
How do you tell heights on those?
I'm just trying to get the one too.
Oh, it's all blocked.
yeah, it's they're gonna give some line of sight benefit.
Oh, really?
Alright. 7E, 7H, 6H, 6D,
I have a hat.
5C, C, 4I.
Destroyed.
Oh, I'm something
Can you actually blow the towers apart?
Yeah. 4I.
I just didn't know if that
F
fell apart
on
by
Twitch.
accident or
Design.
Andrew's gonna see us.
Andrew's gonna see us.
that was Leaning Tower Pizza.
They're nerds. I knew it.
I really want to find it.
His Twitch thing is.
3D.
You just ask him. The downstairs guy.
I
So
want to
that's
see what goes on in our basement.
Is the Twitch? Because we're pretty sure it's Twitch that he's.
Well, you should be able to find it because if you put, because you have the router to your house, so you could change
By
the
the
DNS
IP
to
address?
yourself, and then you'd be able to know every web address it goes to, and then you know what Twitch web address
It's
it goes to.
complicated.
It's not that
I could
complicated.
just ask him. What his Twitch account is.
It seems like no fun.
Then it doesn't feel like spying, is what you're saying.
Alright.
He makes some weird noises down there. That's for sure.
I think when people watch him to make fun of him, like that's what I think he's doing. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't. Those sounds he makes.
Pretty over the top.
Sorry, what sounds are Ryan making now?
Not right.
If the
Our
start
downstairs kid.
spots.
Yeah,
He's because there's like scenarios.
Twitch streaming.
Turns out I don't really know how to read a
Twitch
map well.
streaming.
yeah. There's been less
Stop one
noises
person,
since that
it's
dude's
easier.
here. He's got a buddy living with him down
Alright, we're switching this out to the showdown.
Yeah, when the no, actually, Andrew was doing it while his friend was there.
Oh,
1, 2, 3.
his friend's like, Andrew's so
Perfect.
There's something over here.
I can't bring my son.
This one is going to be
There's
right
a tower
here.
here, I think.
There's going to be one this matrix away.
And there's one here.
And then the fourth one is going to be right
It's like the pog that everyone
here.
wanted.
You
Yeah.
just need to get like a sheet of plexi with the big boards and just so you put like magnetic plexi, so you put it down and it goes.
Chris, I'm popping you over here.
Yeah, it works. I'll move around. We just can't be like within the radius there.
Anyone was in that.
We're so doing 3D model features. Really,
I'm looking for more of a salty treat.
why else would we have that option?
There's all sorts of treats over there.
I mean, it even looks good like right there.
Yeah, you can see the actual towers and stuff.
Oh yeah. What's
I'm on TV.
You're on TV.
famous?
Usually there's a sign.
What unit we get on there that we use for tracking?
Do you do
We have-
TV stuff?
So we have like a
I was a
Oh,
dad.
these like
our pilots, yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is for our color.
so these are unmanned right now. We're gonna get pilots and then
I'm yellow.
Aren't you glad I'm here?
Oh, yeah, Dex.
I'd say it's like
You should have put sounds to like get them.
10 movement. That could be a guy or a girl.
Need a button for the drum roll.
Kemi's a something. Look at her face.
We get to choose one for the whole game, right?
Clearly.
Yep.
Diego.
I don't know what's good.
Just take something random. I played this game once in my life.
For armor serving me
I'm
reroll.
taking this bearded feller.
You're taking Ike?
Yes. The other thing we have to do is go through your deck and shuffle it out. So there's going to be some cards.
I will take Nix.
I like to think it's a temporary arrangement in the distance from strength.
Don't you just take like 2 abilities or something?
You're going to take a primary. Chris, who's your shoes?
I got 5. And
Doesn't really matter.
I'm gonna sell all the things.
What's a deploy?
Deploy is like some of these units you have to deploy them. They take energy.
How often does that happen?
A couple times just for the 3, right?
Well, people should be spending it.
Like,
I'm gonna go to the nearest.
Like as long as people look just for worse.
Two additional spaces, not to, it doesn't add to your deck, so it should be adding to them.
can you be the same character?
Yeah, you can be.
I think the official ruling is no, but just go for
Just go with it.
it. Yep.
How many are we supposed to
So
pick?
how do we set up to that?
1 pilot. So you're going to take.
Discard directly into my brain.
Once you go and sort out all your cards.
So I'm going to spend 10 to upgrade my crew.
What are you supposed to do? I missed this part.
We're doing it right now.
Sort cards.
Yep. So there's going to be all of them have this names, so you're going to sort them into
They should be in order.
P's. Yeah. Okay. You've saved us all a ton of work.
The one thing is how do we build the deck, and then we can just do that as we.
So everybody takes 1 set of P. So 1 primary weapon,
One
2
S.
secondaries.
Okay.
Diego.
And then all the D and M's.
No, and then 7 of the remaining ones.
There's only 7.
Sorry, 12 of the remaining ones.
So what are we doing with the deck sets, right?
I'm just separating them by the card.
By the letter?
Yep.
So 7 of the 12. So what you do is choose 1 P.
Yeah.
So like one will like all the P's, like all the nail guns, for example, or all the pile drivers. Then choose 2 S's,
Yep.
and then the rest 7 of these.
Yeah, so probably what it recommends is you choose all 5 of the deploy cards that let you put out your little support guys.
And then you get all the R's as well.
And then
We're just separating the
7, 5, 13, 5. So 7 more of the remaining ones.
And so my counter was 3, so I add 3 to whatever I roll, and then but I'm allowed to re-roll.
6 weapons.
Pull. Okay, so all I do is I go backwards here. I would lose all
How many
my
Ps?
items, but I don't have any.
1 group of the P's. So there's going to be some that all have the same name at the top. So you want 1 group of those. And then 2 groups of S's.
I see what you're saying.
So it's like a primary weapon, 2 secondaries, some deploys. Yeah, keep all 3 of these guys because they're your little support men. You're gonna tie in with these guys. Yeah.
I'm 4, so I get 6.
And Chris, you punch. Thank you, sir.
So those are the main weapons.
Got 1.
These
5.
have damage. It's a machine gun.
So of all these you take 7.
Yeah, 1 front main weapon.
Those are short units.
These are all.
And then you probably take these for sure.
So the weapon speed means what?
And then you get 7 of what's left.
Oh, let's see.
You take these, that.
And then you'll get 5.
Because you probably want these, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
So it's range energy. It takes 2 energies and then
Yeah.
1 to 3 spots.
Weapon speed means what?
And some of them have different ranges,
Faster,
so if
slower.
you kind of make a mix
Higher
of
number is
something that
faster?
is far away, and then
guessing
something that's
it's
close up,
lower is faster
and just then you have a little bit of mix of everything.
50? which I figured would be fast.
Peekaboo sounds fast, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
The peekaboo is
That could be our
take it,
close range weapon.
take it. It's
So
super
let's take
OP.
the chain gun as our main weapon.
Because you move out, take the shot, and move back into cover.
And S is our secondary weapon.
So you don't get your orbital strikes for sure. You have to choose them. So
Yeah. Kind of a long range weapon, right?
I feel like you got to at least have one.
Four, that's a range.
I also like taking the fake shot because I often just flub defense.
1P, 2 S's, and those are
Short range one.
All right. So what you want to do is you take all. So once you get those out of the way, because that's.
But these, that's a good damage for sure.
Okay, I got the rest of this stuff here.
So what you want? These three for sure.
What is it? RCN,
They're all the, yeah. So those.
Super
You
savage.
take all the deploy ones. There's 5 of these.
2 to 4 range.
So all the D's.
What's that one about?
And then after that,
So we have
you choose between the R's, the O's, and the
2
M's.
damage, 6
You probably want to take both M's. They're pretty good.
Those is our 2
You probably take at least one O.
super
Choose
chance.
4 of the other ones. So it's like
both M and 1.
Sounds good.
both M's, one O, and then
How many R's are left?
Primary, secondary,
and
secondary.
then you, between all of what's left, you choose 4.
4 individual cards?
Yeah.
Or 4 individual cards?
So, once it's all said and done, you should have 25 cards.
Okay, so do we just pick one of the R card, I'm guessing, the reaction card?
Yeah, so
Like one
you have
group or whatever?
your 2 primaries or secondary. It recommends
You
that
can
you...
have 2 primaries? I thought you had 2 secondaries or primaries.
Yeah. So,
2 secondaries.
yes. Yep, and then it recommends you take these because you can basically hit wherever on the map for free. So it recommends you take those 2. It recommends that you take all 5 of these deploy cards. And then you can choose 5 more of the reactions.
Right now it's worth more,
So
yeah.
5 more of these ones.
5 more of, yeah.
Oh,
I'm just going
Yeah.
to spread it out and take one.
Oh, it might be good to have the move cards.
Yeah,
So you can move around.
So I have 7 and
Jump jets.
alright.
There should be 25, you said? In the deck?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There's 28.
I can't run into someone.
If you end up there, you can, and you can up at the same
So
time.
you're
I'm kind of interested.
oh, that's what you told me.
So we have too much of something. Or we have too much of.
5, 6,
What's that?
So we have
5, 6, 7.
Do you think you can beat him? He has 0
Is it
times.
5
You
more?
can just steal stuff from him, just for the hell of it.
Wait, what? How do we fight again?
You each roll a die. You roll a die, and it's your die plus your times.
Yeah, so if you take the proper deploy cards, you don't have enough to take reacts for 25.
Because I got 28 when I did your heat set.
Or
So,
is it 30?
no, it should be 25. So you have 5 primary, 4 secondary, 4 of the other secondary, 5 deploys, probably 2 orbitals, and then that would leave you 3 reactions in both your maneuvers.
Functionally, it doesn't matter.
Does it match? Are you...
So that's 15.
So one second. Everyone just make sure you're anchored for it.
And that's 18.
Oh,
Need some
Those don't count?
you always have those.
There we go, now we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys-
We're like,
Yeah,
this
sorry.
doesn't add up.
Yeah, those are just to keep track of your dude's health.
So do you have to take all 6 deploys?
missile defense.
5 deploys?
Rolls lower than
Flank
me.
defense.
You don't have to, but
Oh, lower
Or
than
flank,
him.
which is
So no one can roll lower than him.
Yeah. All players roll higher
Yeah.
than. Oh, sorry. So you.
Wait, I get a free upgrade.
you can dump
No,
more
someone
reaction.
rolled 1. So you cannot roll lower than him.
Oh no. I receive a free upgrade for each player who rolls lower than me. All our players roll higher than you receive that free upgrade.
If we
all
back
upgrade
play better
So
for
I'm
me.
3.
No, you know, you're just your flat roll.
You pick it,
You're
babe.
1. We all
Oh,
are.
plus 2. Is it a flat roll?
I think it's flat roll. Maybe it's
25, right?
Yep.
And so if all players roll their number dice and add the people.
Okay, sorry. It's like screw your
Drive
pen.
3.
We have 25 cards now.
I'll just go with
We all get into
Wait, so what I was,
what's recommended.
if you add in,
No, I
Less.
Chris, we'll have to figure out these after.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just throw it
I'm
in.
3.
So I only have 2.
So you get a free
Kind of,
upgrade.
you play the game once, maybe
You guys
twice.
all get a free upgrade.
If you want to play it a second time, you have to like resort it. So the person that's I really want to play this, it's like, well, you sort everything up first. Or you just get the decks that you already have.
Is it any of you?
Do I have to, when I do free
It is
upgrades, does it have to
done?
be
Done.
these, or can I move
Okay.
this one because it's no longer mine?
No.
So I have to go, I have to move it.
2, 3, 4,
Push
5, and 5 is 25.
Fine.
So the cards. Oh yeah, everybody needs one of those.
Thank you.
Everybody needs one of these. Thank you.
This card
And this pops in here and acts as your little slider here. It's a bit finicky.
We're at 0, I see.
Nope. Start at 5.
I can't buy. I can't spend upgrades.
You consume energy and then you have to re.
I have arrived.
Oh, it's for your energy. I thought
Yeah.
it was your hit points.
Hit points, you lose cards, right?
Yes. All right. I'm just gonna scoot around this corner.
Oh, you just sit on the edge.
Alright, Diego.
Actually, yeah.
Yes, join our planning group. Why do you want to join our planning group?
So,
Yeah, that's good.
Jordan, you leave them?
all right. So now that I'm totally standing in front of the screen repeatedly,
I mean, you can join, but
so the premise
I
of
think
this
just
game.
wanting to know how to get it.
Oh wait.
Just to kill the other guy.
Yes.
And you can
Death
also
by combat.
Oh, I forgot.
We will probably play to.
Chris, see you.
Bye.
It was nice
Take
seeing
care.
everybody again.
Drive safe. Sounds like it's pretty nasty.
I've been outside a day and a bit.
It's just kind of steadily snowing.
Yeah, you have to change the port card, Paul.
I think we get these for something.
So those ones are. They just kind of They go up like that to remind you that
Don't you complain.
they kind of tell you what your numbers are when you're attacking people.
So this would remain 5.
And these are just stats for
well,
them,
you
right?
just proved it because I have tobacco and now I have 3.
You stand stuff up.
Well, they're just stats to remind you.
It doesn't change in my
That's the whole point.
The position of the card changes, but the
Realistically, it wouldn't
the
change.
same. There's a bit of permanence.
Yes.
Or you can keep it the same, whatever you want.
Did you lose something?
Just long.
Thanks.
Oh, when you have upstairs right now?
It's my it's still my atomic symbols. And
Oh, the
elements.
periodic table.
Yeah.
See, she thinks it's cool, guys. I was not allowed to get that one.
Whatever, you should see the one he picked out.
But it's got like,
It's very unlikely.
it's got birds and stuff on it. Okay, they're
He called
colorful.
it Toucan Sam, but it's not a toucan at all.
I don't know. It's got birds that are colorful, like
It's a peacock.
jungle birds.
Shuffle these or anything.
Yeah.
Doing other things. The game itself isn't that complicated.
It takes a while
Alright.
when you're learning.
So
This is like remind
Heavy Hitters is a game of robot combat. Everybody's gonna start with 6 cards in hand. The rest are gonna go here in your little draw section. As you use up cards, they'll go face up in your discard. Anytime you take damage, they either have to come out of your hand or off your draw deck. You can repair your damage with, everyone's got a little repair droid that they can put out. Once you run out of cards, so we all have 25 points of damage, once you run out of those 25 cards, you're dead.
You're dead.
And that'll trigger game end right there. Game end pointing is how far you're along on this track. And then if it's tied there, how many buildings you've destroyed. So it's how far along in this track and how much between your draw and your hand and your discard.
So we're just supposed to shuffle these and take 6 cards?
Yes.
Can you start over?
We'll work together then do each other.
You guys building a non-aggression pact over there?
For at least a round.
I don't know how far
too
the
long.
range
It's like I don't know how long is not aggressive. That's gonna
So the
we're, like,
game is
standing
going to be
next to each other,
divided
like,
up in
it's
5
all over
phases.
now. It's like, that's all-
The first phase is going to be to
That's our
deploy.
non-aggressive pack.
So if you've got a
I will not
deploy card in your
actively
hand,
go
you can
full
play
tilt
that. Otherwise, it costs 4 energy
Till we
to
reset
set
it
out one of your little men, and they can go within 2 hexes of you. And then we'll go around the table. Everybody gets to deploy 1 man if they want to. After that, it moves. So it starts with your heavy hitter will move. Every hex that they move is 1 energy cost. And then after that, any of your support units will go through. It'll be, there's an order that we follow. And then after that, it's combat. So then whatever cards you have in your hand, you can pick as many as you want to
That's what the guy is.
use.
Hi, you already donated $10.
And then so once you play combat, you would draw up your, say I wanted to play this card, and be like, okay, here's my combat card. You flip it over.
Probably watching us on the stream.
There's an energy cost associated with it, so you boop down how much energy it's going to use. And then if I'm within range, I'll be able to fire on somebody.
Okay.
And
shoot
then
buildings too?
no. The next phase. So after we all resolve our combat, I'm good for right now. All the combat cards have a number in the order, so it starts from 1,000, goes down to 0. So we'll resolve those in combat order. So the highest number goes first, second highest, and then they go through. The next phase after that. So anybody that's still around, if you're beside a building, you get to tag it. So that's where all these little colors come in. And this is sort of the main premise of Giant Killer Robots is it's post-apocalyptic, they're demolishing the city, but to do it we're trying to get viewers and do it as like a robot combat thing. So as you tag a building, it's going to give you some sponsor cards. So every building that you tag, you're going to get one of these that gives you a sort of one-time special power. And then once a building gets 4 of one color on it, that building gets destroyed, and now it's gone.
So no more specials.
Yeah, so it doesn't provide any cover, and you can't tag it once it's down. The way that cover works, if I am here, and Chris, I'm just using one of your boys here. So if Chris is here, I have full cover. Chris can't shoot me. I don't have line of sight on him. If I was here and say Chris was here, you go shortest path. If I'm beside one of the buildings and the shortest path to hit me goes through that building, I get partial cover. So it makes it slightly harder to hit me. One of the other moves is if I'm here, this is called a alley shot. So Chris technically here would be behind full cover because I can't get to him.
Because he can shoot through the buildings.
Yeah, so it's
between them.
He can attempt to take a shot and hit me through the buildings. So it's a little bit higher for him to roll. It tells you on the cards here. So if you're rolling, normally to hit a heavy hitter, you're going to roll 2 of these dice. If you get 5 or more, you've hit the heavy hitter. In order to hit them in the butt, so you can flank them, it's 1 less to hit them in the back. Partial cover adds +1 to hit them, and if they're in the alley, it's going to add 2. So in order for
7,
yeah.
I think one of the robots moved.
Yeah, we're just in the explaining phase, but yes, the robots are moving. So if he hits me, he's going to get awesome points for that. The way you move up along this track is if you tag the most buildings in a round, you get to move up 1 slot on that. If you make a successful alley shot, so if Chris successfully hit me from here, he would get to move up. If you demolish a building, you get to move up the track. Or if you have all 3 of your boys on the field, so all 3 of your support units on the field at the end of the combat phase, you get an extra point for that. Every time you hit one of these milestones, we're all in the same milestone, it flips it over. So to hit one of the little guys, since they're fast and nimble, it's normally a 7+. Your first upgrade makes it so it hits them on a 6 or better. Your second upgrade is...
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Once you get to those smiley faces.
Yeah, it starts making you better at combat. The other thing that comes into play here is facing. So on your mech, there's this colored in area here. So if I'm standing here, this is the direction I'm facing, so I can take a shot that way.
Yeah.
Rockets are unidirectional, so they can get fired in any direction. And this one here means I can only attack people that direction. If somebody was here and shot me in the back, because it's a flank shot, it's easier to hit me in the back because I'm a big robot. What else? Flank shot.
Listen to these rules at all.
Is it plugged in back there?
Should be just plugged in right behind you.
You want me to smash it for you?
In 4 days you can.
That's when your contract's up?
No, my contract's been up for like 4 years.
You get a new one?
Yeah, I got a new one for you.
The other thing that can happen if you have a rocket card in your hand, you can have your support units act as spotters. So even though I don't have a direct line of sight on Chris here, my support unit does. So I can fire my rocket straight up, and as long as this guy has line of sight, it can hit Chris. Combat is determined by the attacker. He rolls the dice. If I'm better than the number I need, it hits. And then the person I'm hitting gets to defend. So they roll 1 dice for every damage that's going to hit. So this attack would be a 5. Anything on a 5 or a 6, they defend. So they would have defended 3 of the damage. In this case, the other 2 points either come off your deck without looking at them, over your damage, or out of your hand. And your little guys need a 6 or better. The dice, the funny face that's on them, that's a 6.
It's a lot easier once we get playing.
Oh yeah, it doesn't sound.
Yeah, it's
I didn't sleep the money.
I didn't pay much attention.
Oh
yeah. I think that'll get us most of the way there. Game end is when the first robot goes down. When you tag a building, if I had a guy here and a guy here,
No, I like that one.
I could tag
Then every once in a while we have to go to times.
the face that's on there, so I could tag this side, and then this guy here, because he's beside 2 buildings, I would have to choose which building to tag.
Building. 6 inches tall.
I would probably choose 2 different buildings, because then I get a card for each building I tag, rather than 2 of the same.
And the things on the top are just there.
Yeah.
So they're just cool.
The game ends when it's the first guy that's down, or if somebody blows up 4 buildings. But with 4 of us slugging, it's going to be first man down. On the energy, so you start with 5 energy. It costs you 1 for every space you want to move your big guy, and you pay that as you go. If you want to play a card during the combat phase, you have to pay its energy cost right away, even if, say, I can't do it or somebody blocks me. If you go below 0, that's okay. You can do that, but anything below 0, you have to pay as damage, either off your deck or out of your hand.
How do you get more energy?
At the end of every round, so it's going to be the deploy, the move, combat, tagging, and then there'll be a reset phase. You draw back up to 6 cards for your hand, and then your energy back up to 5, regardless of where you're at.
Just 5 per turn.
Yeah.
But I keep looking at it.
The first couple of rounds are going to go kind of slow as we slowly lumber into place. It's also probably a good idea the first round if you have some deploy cards to get them out there. Just so there's some little guys around to help you tags and stuff. Yeah. Chris, there was another hit. I'll go look while you guys are kind of going through the little sliders for the sides of your card track house. Sliders on the side here. No, there's like a little clip that goes down the side. Yeah, they're just tiny. Or we can just put a dice on them and count down.
There's a bunch of red dice on the stream deck.
Probably have enough dice here.
Whoa. We can use red dice, come on, man.
So once again, like 5-year span.
On the coffee table.
At the end of it,
It's the coffee table, come on.
I look at the batteries.
Yeah.
The coffee table is literally covered in red dice.
It is. I saw the D20, D6.
Well, because those are all those are for Gloomhaven. Because they literally give you a little piece of cardboard that you want to stack up to keep track of health. I'm like, how about a dice that we just go?
Those are the red dice for.
So we're gonna need these for the health of your little guys, because they have between 1 and 3 health, just to keep track of it.
Oh, I see.
So you can just put them wherever, and when you need them, you can use them.
Yeah.
Just makes it easier. Because if not, there's like a slider that clips onto the cards, but that just.
I will say, I keep wanting to go jelly bears. Oh yeah, no, that's gotta hurt.
The gummy worms are over there.
Alright. Chris, do you want to go first?
No, you go first. No, you do not, because I want only half of this instructions.
Okay. So I will go first. I'm the Glory Hound. Oh, let me drop some
Seems
cards.
about right. Where are you sitting?
I'm gonna sit there.
Perfect.
And then just kind of scoot underneath the table.
Well, we just go like this when we can overhead.
Alright.
When we're doing that.
Picture.
No, that didn't.
Black and white.
Shoot everyone in the back. Just wait.
Yep.
That's like a normal one. Because the
We
board's
got
more
lots
important
of
than us.
primaries to shoot them with. So.
Man,
And then
I
every
hope
once in a while
not.
we'll do this one.
Alright. So first things up is deploy phase. If you have a deploy
Well, just
card
as he walks by.
like this, you play it. It goes face down in your face off in your discard. It costs me 2. Taking me from 5 down to 3. I'm going to deploy. I'm going to deploy my fast dude, and he can go within 2 hexes of me. He's going to start here. And then for that, I would put my fast dude over here with just 1 health. I'm totally away that screen.
Whatever, don't worry about it. I can just go.
We started out. People are spawning.
So I've spawned, going around the table. Blue team, if you have a deploy card, you can play it. If not, you can spend 4 energy to draw a guy.
That's a lot.
The first round's going to be kind of slow.
Should we put one out, Manus? This one? Or this one's... Which one is it? This one, let's go this one. This one.
Chris, I can't help but notice you yellow man has 2 of the right arms.
I know, isn't it amazing?
In the move spot, that's how close he can beat you.
Cost energy?
No, tagging is free as long as your same is. Sorry.
So in the move one, if that's how
You
close
kind
he
of
can
always
beat you.
hug buildings. You get as you're there.
Which one?
See this one.
It's a side
Oh,
benefit.
so during the movement phase, he gets to
It's
drive
harder to hit, plus you can tag.
1 space.
So he can be like basically here.
Yeah, but when you first spawn him, you can spawn him within 2 hexes
Oh, I
of you,
see.
so he can start here, and then on movement phase, he can move 1,
Oh, I
and then
see.
his weapons are 2 or 3.
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6.
So if you want to spawn him there.
Oh, your whole speed is
Alright, and you had a deploy card for that? Or
No, I took
4 energy? Perfect. Up next, deploy card.
Nope.
Do you want to drop 4 energy?
Yeah.
You're going to drop.
I didn't look at what they do yet. I guess if the small guys.
It's one of these. It's, yeah, or
You probably want the flyer, just because he moves really fast. He is super weak, 1 damage blows him up, but he's fast.
Just declaring it. I clearly can't beat Chip.
Chris, what do you want?
I'm going to deploy my honey badger for 1 because my character allows me to do for 1
I
less.
see your tank.
And it's going to be right
That
there.
must be the
Is
fastest.
there a maximum on your
So that's a combat one, same as you have.
Yeah.
So everybody each has a combat one, a recon one,
Yeah.
and then a repairman. And the repairman, his special is if he's within 1 of you, he can attack you and heal 1 of your damage.
So, yeah, so
It's the honey badger, not the big guy.
well, I think they're all called something different.
Yeah, they're all
Mine's a
called
honey
funny.
badger. I'm deploying the honey badger.
Yeah.
My guy's called Death Rattler, Poison Tongue, and Snake Oil.
Mine's Sawbones.
Honey badger
Which is funny, Sawbones.
So
My new character I just got in Gloomhaven is called Sawbones.
Weird
coincidence.
Now it's movement phase. So it starts, everybody's going to move their big guy. So I'm going to move my guy. Normally it's 1 energy per space you're moving. But my guy's going to, I'm going to pay 1 less for that. And when you move,
And it makes more sense to take
you move and then you can adjust your facing if you need.
Because it matters for getting hit on the sides
Yeah.
and stuff.
And so does it cost energy when you tag a building?
No.
It's free of charge.
That's just for
So like for
showing up.
example, your guy will automatically tag the building.
And like, so I just moved 1 space for free because of this guy, and then I adjusted my facing so my butt wasn't exposed to you guys for a cheap shot.
Instead of buying shit that I may not be able to.
So
And that costs energy too. The
No,
reface?
Just
No,
whenever you move,
rotation
you get
is
to
free.
change your orientation. But once you change it, you can't change it for
So
attack.
that
You gotta
costs
kind of
1
pick how you
energy
move
to
it.
move him.
So put it to
Perfect.
0.
She got those free upgrades. So she got
Would you
future
fancy move your big
upgrades,
dude?
And then she got
I'm gonna.
another one,
I have
and
that
she got
same
another
guy.
Yep.
So it doesn't cost
free
energy.
upgrades. So like in the beginning of the game,
Nice.
Oh, you're calling in. Or non-aggression back to the beginning at the start of the game.
I'm just hiding behind the fence.
Alright, Chris, are you gonna move your big feller?
you got 2.
Yeah, I think I should move him.
Like, what are the chances that one person gets 2
Yeah, that's totally random.
So I'm gonna do 2 things.
And I can
I'm
buy
gonna use 1 energy to move him
things, right?
here.
because I just
Yep.
upgraded.
I'm gonna use
So
Actually-
I can don't have to buy the same thing though, right? You can
Dude.
do whatever you want.
2 energy.
So
Yeah.
I can buy.
I'm gonna use 2, and then I'm gonna use my jump jets
For 1.
for 1. Get him right there.
Ooh. Now currently I have no line of sight on Chris.
I think his guy has jump shot.
Okay,
It's
so
a card.
It's one of his maneuver cards that he has.
fruit.
Alright, up next, it's now going to be Combat Man. I don't have a Combat Man. Do you want to move your little card that you have? He can move car space. He can move 1 space.
Plus 1.
Oh!
I can move 2.
He's also got an extra range. So you can move 2 and be right up
happy that
here
they got the one
and be
with
able to
wheels.
tag one of those buildings.
When they had
so
the
let's
guy
go.
move fast.
What's that?
They got the guy with wheels.
So
super quick.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
We can only do one.
Chris, do you want to move your honey badger?
Alright, so does he have line of sight on my honey badger from there?
He does, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes.
No sad face ones.
I'm just sitting here watching. I don't know.
Which is the front? This is the front?
It doesn't matter.
There's a turn.
The small ones have no facing.
Then she ride the court in one turn.
Exactly. In one turn.
Yeah, everyone's done that.
I
I just don't. You can make your choice.
I'm gonna go and move my recon unit. So next it would be.
You want to bring your recon unit into range and I'll blow it up?
Yeah, I don't really want to do that actually. Then it's repair, but nobody has a repairman. I'm not gonna move him over here because that's gonna kick him.
Oh my god, guys. I keep getting the same ones. I was just saying I wish you could.
I'm gonna move my spotter over to here.
Each player rolls the number die and adds the green person. The player with the highest total receives a free
Okay.
upgrade.
And then orange flyer man. You want to fly anywhere?
But yeah, that looks so much nicer for the actual map.
They can move how many spaces?
A lot.
4?
4.
The Caroline still needs 20, right? She doesn't have a mat.
That's right. Haven't had gauges in lately.
I haven't had it in a long time.
5 years?
Or not.
I guess there?
But
I put them back in the odd time, but yeah, I haven't had them in forever.
normally, oh,
Everybody move.
I don't think Brandis has ever seen them in. So.
Okay, that's saying something. So yeah.
Sweet.
Combat?
Like, you can't destroy someone's own. No.
I don't think I have range on
Well,
him.
you have to get back to Chris for a favorite.
Everyone go ask her.
Just a couple years ago, of course. Yeah.
16th, yeah.
I guess my little piece of shit.
It's gotta be like
Flyer.
you escape.
Alright, for combat phase, you select
Ground seat.
one or more of the cards that you want from your hand, or none.
I don't have line of sight on any of your guys, right?
No.
Do you have a line of sight?
Well, we're just trying to figure it out, so it's only
just started, too.
yeah.
So far, everyone's water.
One turn so far.
And if you wanted to attack with one of your fellers here,
Oh, we have all the giant combat robots or whatever.
Yeah, I've heard
That's what it says on the tin.
Yeah, we're still on turn 1.
Oh, wow.
It's like turn 1 takes a while, and then it's like turn 2 is a little slow, and then it's just like
it's gonna go quick after that.
because the game itself is easy. It's just a lot of
So I don't know. These guys here can technically see each other,
Only from Roman Atkinson.
so they could
shooting, you're
both
not
do.
shooting with cards, you're shooting with-
We can both attack each other.
Yeah, they could both do a crack shot at one another.
So is that, are we on the, but it takes energy to do attack.
Not for the little guys. The little guys get to attack for
They're
free.
free, they're free of charge.
Oh, okay.
Because the energy is just for your big robot.
mistake I made is it was better for me to go.
So we're on the attack phase
It
then?
took me 4 turns to get there, but I
Yes.
just don't upgrade.
Perfect.
So the one strategy is you
Close
should
your eyes and
always
imagine
go
a
to your
human
nearest
who
port,
would
because the nearest port is
Well,
12.
You say human.
Eating bugs and chilling out.
Yeah. But like here, I really
That's what we
like
said.
if I
It was thinking Seth Rogen.
always go with the most.
The other guy, Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
And guess who the star is?
Wait, whose turn is it?
It's kind of small right now.
Okay. So if anybody would like to attack, including with your little guy, you would just put that card out in front of you,
Okay.
and then we all reveal.
Put the little guy in.
Yep. I'm not playing anything because I can't see anybody.
Nor am I.
So then we flip them.
By the way, Rams, when you're done, you're in.
Upgrades.
So then you pay the 1 energy for him.
He does. We do a couple clinics down by you guys. Or
And then starting with combat is the highest of the 2
If
numbers.
not, if you don't have it, message me. I'll pass the contact information.
So the lone wolf missile can hit 3 to 6 away.
he'll put you in touch with the important people. Candace.
So the idea was I was gonna
Yep, that's within range.
line of sight.
So then you'd roll your dice.
No, even ask her.
All of them?
Nope, you're gonna roll 2 dice,
Yeah, according to whatever it has in the card, right?
and you need to have a 7. And because he's behind a building, you're gonna need to have an
So what's been going on with you?
8 to hit him.
Raising
This
kids.
is a +1 behind
Cover
cover.
shaved. It's trimming in.
Yeah, I trimmed it today.
Yeah, so 7 hit normally, and then 8 because
You're gonna need to hit an 8.
Trying to look respectful.
So the 2 dice.
No, I like to do that number 3.
Well, no, it's just coverage in general.
So it's maybe go to about a 4 and then
Miss.
Okay.
So then that just goes face up into your discard,
Yeah, I think I
and then your little dog unit is gonna roll 2 dice.
5 inches? Or
So just damage 3. Just
That's damage.
Nope, you just roll 2 right away to see whether or not you're gonna hit.
And then I gotta get a bucket anyways.
So
I'm like,
8. Yeah.
It was just like a thunk. I was like,
and then he's gonna roll 3 dice and try and mitigate that damage.
He's rolling.
Oh god, no.
Yes.
It's like, why is everything
So I
else
hit
still
you,
on?
now you gotta roll 3 dice for me.
And if there are 6 or better, you save.
I haven't tried, but I should.
Oh,
I got
not
6.
Oh, wait, that's 6, right?
Yeah. So he's blocked 1 of the 3 points of damage. His little flyer now takes 2 points of damage.
And he has 1.
Little flyer's dead. He can come back in the next round if you want to deploy him and have another deploy card.
Oh, you can just keep.
Yep.
Infinite deploy of them.
Yep.
And now
So
he
then
no longer has spotting for you. So
this one just goes
you
back.
choose another deploy
Doesn't
card.
cost you energy. He just kind of sits there. Up next, Chris, you and I didn't attack. Up next is tagging phase. So blue, you get to tag one of those 2 buildings you're adjacent to.
And then I got a fancy card.
Yep. Technically, it's supposed to go in order. So yellow would go here, tag this building that he's adjacent to, get a card. Orange, you're beside a building. There you are, boss.
Oh.
Double tag me, babe.
That's good.
You what?
Yeah, 2 buildings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tobacco.
Stuck it the wrong way.
3.
And Chris gets 2 cards because he tagged 2 different buildings.
These don't count to your hand total, correct?
Correct. So now the next thing is Chris gets to be first glory hound because he tagged 2 buildings this round.
Alright, I'm the glory hand.
And Chris goes up by 1 on this. Everybody's energy goes back up to 5. And then draw up your faction cards, your colored ones, up to 6.
Oh, but if we still have 6, though,
Then you're okay.
You're fine. You don't get to draw new ones.
we don't get to die anyways.
It's the breaks.
Alright, so I'll start. 2 buildings now marked. Are we breaking things?
Soon. Soon.
So
Chris, your energy is maxed. Alright, so now it's over to Chris as the glory hound. And we're back to the deploy phase.
your turn then.
Nope, start
I go
Chris.
first. So I get to move, right?
Yep.
I think we gotta get in some combat here.
Isn't it deploying phase?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not
deploy
deploying.
first.
Come on, no deploy. I'm good.
You're not deploying?
I have the mana required for my assault. You can use more than 1 secondary weapon, right?
Yeah.
But
As
not
long
the
as
same
they're
card.
not the same name.
Just put it
I'm gonna deploy unit for 2.
So anyway, I have more than enough speed.
This reminds me of that movie, It Follows, or like the horror movie.
Okay, I'm attacking you.
Unfortunately, and I have not been in town.
My turn?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna deploy 1 round.
Could you just sit there and just put this tag in the same building?
Yeah, but you don't.
You'd have to move around to get the next facing.
Oh, that way we can do within 2, right?
Yep.
We're
And
just
that
gonna
was
put a little
yep,
tag.
4 energy. Orange,
Probably should have.
do you want to deploy somebody?
Yeah, sure.
So we can tag
We may just call.
And you can deploy within 2.
I should have deployed something.
That's great.
I didn't do my math on my deployment card.
Like, combat becomes like a 5-die combat roll. Then there's actually initiative combat.
The view is better.
No, you can switch every once in a while so you can see like where everyone's deployed.
Oh, it's like a real-time strategy game then.
Yeah.
Alright, so everybody's deployed?
Yeah.
Fancy's deploying. Next is move. Chris, moving your big dude first. Your heavy hitter.
1, 2,
Scott.
3.
You're paying 3 energy to move there?
I think we might
Of course.
head out. That's why I was trying to get your attention before you.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have. Yeah.
He can drink it, no problem.
So, 5 to 8, do you want to lead by 8? Okay, it's happening.
Check it.
Pretty much.
Really putting a lot into attacking you.
Yeah.
You guys, Marta, look.
Yeah, it's not that far. It's just we.
I'm gonna go 1, 2, and adjust my facing. So I get one of those moves for free because of my pilot. The other one's gonna cost me energy. Blue man, you can move your big guy now.
Okay.
I could use that kind of time.
Oh no. Are you gonna face this way? Perfect. Orange. I can just move one spot around the building.
For one for free.
Yeah, I don't know if it does really anything for us.
And then
You're free movement. You have free move anyways. Right.
So 2 to there, or 1 to there?
They tried really hard to keep their cost.
yeah, one
free.
Yeah.
This feels like we're...
Like I said, because they had low shipping
All right,
costs.
Chris. Up next is your combat unit, dog, creature.
Hold on TV.
They probably also mentioning at one point something
One space, right?
Yeah.
Because no one figures.
Can't get line of sight on him, so we just...
And no one thinks
I'm gonna move him here.
Oh, sorry.
Who's combat dog?
Or is he? That was the combat, yeah.
So you can move him now if you'd like. If you move him over one, then he's not in this guy's line of sight.
Bench that opens up, can that be used as a seat?
Yeah,
This way.
So you're going to try and get a fourth table going in the kitchen?
A third?
Fourth.
Your
Fourth?
combat
Is
dog.
there only
man.
one up there?
There's one in the living room going,
That's funny.
and we're going to get the kitchen going.
I figured you use the kitchen before you use the living room, but I don't ask questions.
Simple plans,
I
man.
didn't start it. It was like that when we got here.
You're gonna stay there? Okay, up next, medic.
Oh, I
Medic.
have a medical.
Yep, so you can move him however many spaces medics
I think
you
he's
move.
okay.
I don't know how many
He does have, he will have line of sight
looks
on
like
him, just so
2
you know that.
if they're all the same.
2 is he?
Yeah, so
Okay,
you
I'll
can
move
move
my
2
medic.
spaces.
And I can move him.
2 spaces. 3 spaces?
3 because I have a
Oh yeah,
big guy.
he's got overpowered moves.
So you can even move him to the other side of your big guy if you want.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Good,
Or
but
1,
it's very like
2.
there's that there is that definitely because like
3.
Caroline got 6
Oh.
early on.
John, you're getting surrounded here.
Yeah, I can't help but notice this. Chris, you don't have any of those?
I thought you were going to go that way and I was just going to come behind you.
Alright,
Then you like
airborne
turned
dude.
face and came at me.
Because you went first, that's why.
The other thing about airborne guys, they can fly over like buildings and through guys. They just can't end up in the same space. So my airborne is going to fly above Chris and land over here.
So that means you can shoot him from the front but get flanking?
I can shoot him in the butt.
You think so?
That's the other one. That one.
At this point, the other night I played and I got absolutely forked, and so I was like trying to like turn and shoot the one dude, and it's just like a bad episode of like BattleTech. So I'm like trying to shoot him, and the guy's like blasting me and getting orbital strikes on me. I was dead. Like they were halfway through the deck. Is that all the flyers? That is all the flyers. Okay, combat. So then we're gonna go through our hands and find potential combat ones that we'd like to do.
That's the one I can even reach
Just
him.
can you hand me my?
So Dan, if you were there, would you be able to hit me?
I don't know if it's worth it because
Yes.
I think we need to hit the big ones.
But you would be in partial cover.
Partial?
And me shooting back you, you no partial cover?
I currently have no cover.
But if you were here, would you have partial cover from me?
Yes.
Unfortunate.
And you do the overview because it's like all I can see is your shirt.
Yeah, this turns that one on and off.
No, if you shoot the little one, but if you
Well,
guys
this is
like
like
last
a-
time, it prevents
extra
them from
layer.
tagging buildings or
Oh,
from
I
firing
see.
back at you.
But you
No,
know,
in
there's
case we
points
need
off,
this.
right?
Now you got another
points.
view,
No.
you add like, it's a whole chain of like cascades to turn all the other ones off.
Right.
And I just kind of did these, I'm like, oh, we should add this.
Where the
I'm like, I'm not going to go fix the other ones.
And if you walk into
There's
his
only,
space
like,
next
2
time, you
games
can
that we're
push
gonna
him
use it
ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because this one's not even back too.
It's a hard sell.
Whose turn is it?
Alright, so everybody have the combat cards and the mechs they would like to have attack.
Yeah, I'm not attacking anything.
You're not attacking him, okay?
That's what I was,
You could attack this orange dude, I'm just saying.
Oh, I didn't even see an orange.
what happened.
Yeah, I was like attack the orange guy. Okay, attacking the orange guy.
Alright, Chris, you got cards to play?
Pointed right at him.
Is that it?
I would have had one more, but I was doing the stream and wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still going to work out.
Alright, so everybody reveal their cards, pay the energy cost for their weapons. So I used up an energy of 1. And then...
It works out here.
Oh man, Chris, you got 2 different guns. Who has the highest number? 850? Chris is 850 fires first.
I messed up. That's fine.
Chris, you're a negative energy. Did I read that right?
Yes, sir.
Did you pay a damage card?
I did indeed.
It's not your damage deck.
It's right there. Oh, damage deck.
It goes face down. Bada bing. Alright, so your Wildcat is going to do bad things to me. What's it going to do?
3. Hit with 1.
So roll 2 dice.
3 damage.
Yep, but roll 2 dice.
Oh, for hit?
Yep. All you need is a 5 or better. It hits me. And then I take 3 damage, so I take my 3 dice, and I need to defend on a 5 or 6. Nope.
So you take off 3 damage.
Yep.
None of them are above.
So I'm going to take 1.
You have to discard a random sponsor card as well.
Well, that's this one.
Because you got hit by 2 or more.
Fantastic. And it's 3 damage, right?
Yep.
Bada bing. Done.
So what's the next high?
What's next? I have a 737.
That's you.
Alright. Chris, this dude here is attacking you in the butt. Gotcha.
So he attacks?
Yes, he's a 737 poison tongue. So he's shooting you in the back now.
That's fine.
He's gonna do 2 damage, and you defend on a 5 and a 6. So you defend one of them. So you take one in the butt.
That's fine.
And because I did a flying shot, I go up by 1.
Was that a missile attack?
That was a ballistic attack. So he comes off now, so he's out of my line.
Oh, I guess this guy should have been used. You're supposed to put the guys down too, right?
Yes. So your guy's firing next with 650.
So we're gonna fire your Mac.
Yep.
So 2 days?
Yep. 5 or better. How many damage?
3.
It's an expansion, so we.
I take 2 points of damage. 1, 2.
So you won't see me until you come this way.
Alright. Who's got the next highest? 537?
Like how they expand.
Oh, 537.
537.
Is like 20.
I'm gonna hit Chris's dude
And the idea is you take the main one and then you introduce.
with a rocket.
Actually, you know what? I got the essentials. And then there's the cultural.
Don't even bother there, Chris. There was a misfire at the old rocket
Are
factory.
you guys ready to defend?
Next time we can
This goes over your head.
Because there's
Well, that was interesting.
some very easy.
And in fact,
But I found that the way they added it in.
that wonderful double 1 I just rolled is actually a critical strike.
Anyways,
And you got those up?
Hey guys.
there's some very simple
Critical
things
fail?
that
Or
is
critical
easy to
win?
do, but I just found it was complicated because
I lose 1 health on him.
Ah!
So he now has
So we got
2 health.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that. Oh, you're in the original.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't just
You know what? That's probably a decent idea, actually.
Oh, I guess you can put it on
That
the
is super
platform.
decent.
Well, this
All right.
one, is this your Vitico?
That's not mine.
196.
That's mine.
So I roll 2 to make sure I hit him.
That's
Yep.
essential.
Okay, well, I have.
And so it's normally a 7 to hit him, and because he's behind partial cover, it's an 8.
8?
Yeah.
Because I am basically.
Did you use this card?
I'm one of the expansion
So that's 9. So
No,
hit
it's
it.
my.
And then I think you have
It's
to
that
roll
guy.
3.
Oh,
We're not doing the Wi-Fi right now. We're having that issue.
3 dice. Or something.
so you're gonna roll 3 of your dice.
What?
Hitting
We're still online.
saving.
I had to like reset the whole net. No, my computer's always hardwired.
And you're gonna save on a 6.
I'm sorry, did I get a chance to chat
And then
with
it's
you?
So you have 3 hits on
in
him.
general.
He has 3 health.
Which normally it's like 10 times
Yeah.
better than what it needs to be.
Yep.
Well, I'm guessing what it was. They're probably doing
Alright.
work.
Looking for a place in
And
the
that's
south
causing
that
them
you
to-
can find working with screaming children.
Well, that's what I'm
You
probably
should let me know because I think my
back up.
clinic is going to
Chris's
be looking
claw
to
salvo.
get another person. I don't know where the hiring process is right now.
Claw missile at 150.
You know what? Like, I'm
Yep.
taking it.
I'm not gonna play Zombicide because I'll play this after this is done.
We're coming for that guy.
Close
Yeah.
Still attack.
Yeah.
That's still going on.
Do you want to jump into
Oh, he's got one more.
Oh, wow.
I hit him.
Any negative?
I hit him for 3
I'll
damage.
see if they're still hiring and I'll let
Wait,
you
you
know.
hit him for how much?
Because, it's nice because it's
What
a
is-
quarry barracks, so it's pretty far south. And that would be
Jimmy.
Ryan. Me too. Brandis.
You guys
Two
doing?
of them.
It's
This is teams or not?
No, him.
We're playing on a team.
Oh, him?
But everyone tries to destroy each other.
Damn you, Chris.
And he takes 1 damage without a saving throw because I hit him twice.
Should I be in contact?
Well, I'll just chat with him because I worked there for a while. I've been gone.
We're going home.
Alright, Chris.
But I'll find out where
Last
they are.
attack.
Chris's If they are, I'll let you know. And if they aren't, it's a pretty small world. And the girls are great.
Fake
They
shot.
can probably tell you any other clues.
That's awesome. So should I wait?
I get to reroll.
So
No, I'm just looking at what.
There we go. That's going to hit you for a 2.
Here. Why don't you put your phone number in here? I'll text you. And then if you don't hear from me, it's because my life is insane. And just text me and remind me.
Yes, nice to see you. Sorry I didn't get to talk to you, Candace.
no worries. Great to
It's
see
cool
you
that
back.
you're like actually in Calgary for a couple days anyways. I hear you're going to Edmonton regularly.
Yeah, we're headed to Edmonton this week. It's a new job, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's worth a try anyways, right?
We'll see. I don't know. Kiwi's really great. That's it.
Scott.
My last name is March.
New challenges.
It's been a really crazy year. Like I've worked in, I know Scott said I've been working in 4 provinces and 8 jobs.
Yeah, I know you guys have been all over the
Which
place.
building do you
But
want to
so
take?
it'd be nice to kind of
Good experience though for
Because once you tag the whole thing, you get it.
time to get a house and, or like a spot.
Kind of like one job at one time.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call you so you. I'll just message you.
Oh, we're tagging stuff.
Yep. I hand you.
Well, great.
Can you put more than one in the
Congratulations.
turn?
The photos were amazing.
It depends.
They did a really beautiful job.
I didn't, you know what, I didn't really feel like trying, so.
So you're gonna tag stuff.
Well, my girlfriend
Yeah,
said that
so you get
before,
3
that, like, it's
tags.
not got a crazy like bridezilla bride, but they said that there was just that moment and they were surprised how meaningful it was.
Just on the face where they are.
It's really cute. 'Cause
Oh. Alright, so you tagged 3 that time. Well, so you go up on the track. Did I give you 3 cards already?
No, I have 1 card from before.
Actually, you only get 2. My bad.
Those are so nice.
So it was really nice that the doctor did that.
There you
That's
go.
great.
And now we're in the reset phase. Everybody's energy back up to 5.
Yeah, so
Fill
this
your
is
hand
well,
up
I'm
to
happy
6.
for you. So I will be in touch with you.
Nice to see you for
Yeah,
the second. Yeah.
Good to see you. See you soon.
See you.
Chris,
Make the rounds.
sorry to.
See you later. You're old.
We're all.
I'm exhausted. 2 full days of interviews. Like honestly, I came home. The reason I didn't come earlier is I slept. I was so exhausted, and I also only slept 2 hours one night because I was working on my grand round presentations. So it's like the trifecta of me being a ridiculous human.
You had to do 2 days of interviews for
Yeah,
the
straight.
Edmonton job?
This was for I just interviewed in Saskatoon as well, and it was 2 full days of interviews, and I had to give grand rounds to like the hospital. It was like
Holy.
I came home, Scott picked me up, and he's like, "I'm going to the games. Do you want to come?" And I was like, "I'm taking a bath and having a nap."
Wow. So you had to? Did you have to go all the way to Saskatoon?
Yeah, so I flew in this morning.
It's busy.
Anyways,
Going now?
we should. Are
Life
you
of a
around?
doctor.
Yeah. We should have a games thing maybe before Christmas or something, or an escape room or a dinner or a beer or something.
Oh, wow.
I miss you. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it was
No,
cool when you
most
guys
doctors
switched
aren't
it, so
that way.
it was showing you guys as the big screen.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on the game, right? This game looks good like that.
Good luck with stuff. I think there's stuff coming up.
We'll let you know when we
It's on the it's on that TV too, so.
Cool. See you.
So
I'm sorry I didn't get to play the game with you. It's good to see
pretty
you.
good.
Where did donations go?
With cash in the box, if you want to do online, you can do it online too.
So we got more energy again.
On the way back up, we kill some shit.
Every time.
Batteries recharge every round.
So we do stuff and it takes energy and we do more.
Killed shit, take numbers.
We did kill stuff.
So we are now in the
One of the little.
movement phase. No, deploy phase.
Should we put a little guy in? Chris is first.
No, you are.
You are.
You take the most buildings.
It's whoever.
Just fly.
So technically, yeah.
If you put out your little flyer this round and he survives all the combat, you get another point for having all 3 of your guys on the field.
Okay, that sounds like
And
a
he
good
can
deal.
fly.
Yeah.
So within 2 of my dudes. So
Yep.
1.
How's it going?
And
My name's Gabriel.
put him here. Seems safe. For now.
Yep. So you use up 4 of your energy. Next to the deploy phase, Orange, you can put anybody on the field. Oh man, you're a brave lad.
We got a couple of these cards.
Chris, you putting anybody on the field?
Yeah, play 2.
Only one around.
This time's useless.
I did one in Seattle and it was phenomenal.
So this is your
But
inventory?
it's more expensive.
Oh, I thought you were gonna double flank my flank. I can just fly around. I heard you like flank, so you're flanking your flank. I'm not gonna put anybody on the field, but Chris, your dude ate some bad tacos. So it's a +2 for your attack rolls this round. Alright, so that's all the deploys. Now it's move. Blue, you can move your big dude.
I can only move one spot, right?
Yeah. You can also move him into your handyman space and put your handyman into one of these 2 spaces. And then that would allow your handyman to tag the side of the building.
I think I'll move him here.
Yep.
Safer.
Yep. And then adjust your facing so you're not going to eat a rocket.
Yep. Exactly.
Orange, do you want to move your big dude? Or are you going to stay there and do some sweet alley shots? So that's your 1 free. You can move another one? You're good.
Sure. If that's what works for you, that's fine.
No, I'm good there.
Okay.
Take
Green.
him up to the bathroom. Well, I'm not up with that chain. I brought him because,
Ah, the dog's out.
Did you get it on purpose, or was Jimmy having it?
No, Jimmy's got him. He didn't look like he really wanted to get out anyways.
No, he's probably scared shitless.
He was kind of chilling back there. Looks cute.
He gets worried at times.
The dog does?
That dog, yeah.
I'm going to move for 1 for free here and stay with this face.
It's pretty quiet though, that dog.
What's it going to Andre Johnson? Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, everybody gets one of those.
I knew that one cat bothered you and you got rid of the one.
Well, it wasn't these bothers.
Alright. So everybody's moved their heavy hitters. Up next is combat. So Blue, your little shooter drone.
Oh, I guess he can attack the big guy, can't he?
He can.
That's probably pointless.
But if you want to keep him alive...
Probably not a good idea, right?
You still don't have line of sight on each other, correct?
I don't think I'm going to...
Weapons. I thought that's what we were doing.
No, we're moving our men.
No, I might.
You'll move in a second.
Mine, I'm not going to do any combat.
Everyone's like, I know where you're going to be able to shoot him from.
No, we're not shooting anyone.
Alright.
No,
so you're not going to move him?
Oh, it's move? I thought we were shooting.
No, we're moving.
I thought it was moving. Shooting too.
I feel like there's a number. Oh no, he's facing that way.
He can drive.
I can do two. So I'll put him over here.
Nice. Alright, Chris, your combat unit.
I've seen pictures of you two together.
4 + 1 5. Move it to the other side.
Because he wouldn't be able to hit me either way, right?
We can get another
If he tries to shoot you, you're going to have partial
so we
cover.
can do some blue flagging.
He has no line of
Blue
sight.
flags.
I don't have that unit. Repairman. You guys, do you want to move your repairman somewhere?
Yes, I do. Move,
He can move 2, I think.
plus
2. Plus 1.
+1.
3.
Oh, 3.
For them.
He's going to be a fast runner on the field.
Danger.
Yeah, because I saw.
Just gonna move him here.
Okay. Repairman. Nobody's got repairman. Alright, Blue, back to you. You're a flyer.
Obviously, it's gone.
Orange, you're a flyer. Green, you're a flyer.
3, right? 4.
3.
You get 3 wounds.
3. Nope, 4. You're right.
So if you get a wound, so you can't carry as much. And then when you get 3 wounds,
I need a slot. Do you have a slot?
We can find something. You need it right now, or can you wait?
We can wait.
Okay. Remind me when we have a second. If not, use this.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
He's gonna burn the house down with this cable.
Yeah, I know, that thing's super safe.
I won't let him plug this in. I'll give him a new lightning. It will be literal lightning coming out of this thing. Just throw the garbage and then say.
I have one in my jacket, I
I
think.
don't know where it went.
Yeah.
It's gone.
You're not allowed to plug this into a
All
normal
right.
house.
Everybody just move that. Combat phase. Now we're going to declare what weapons you would fancy.
I'm not doing anything. Commentless. Commentless.
Oh, this is when I push you.
Yeah. Where are you pushing me to, Chris?
Just now?
I'm like, oh, just put him in the He's like, Kyle's like, now I have a weapon I want to shoot. This goes back there.
Yeah, it's because we got the blue things on the towers.
All right. I'm.
Am I allowed to look at these?
Yeah, you can look at all of them. We're on the team.
I've got 3 I would like, and my copter. Alright, everybody got their attacks ready? Including their flyers or mech men that they would like to attack with? Okay.
I'm good.
Everybody reveal your attacks, pay your energies. So I've paid 1, 5, 6.
We're not in good spots to attack stuff.
And I'm going to pay top card. That was unfortunate.
You wanted that card?
Yeah, something would be better.
So not one.
Jesus, 4 cards.
Alright, who are you attacking? Who's got the highest number?
950.
950, I think, takes her.
He's attacking with everything.
Who is 950?
Me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna attack here. So I have to hit 2 dice. Right?
You're attacking here?
Yeah, I mean, this is
You're a little guy? Okay, yeah. So I get partial cover, so you need to hit me on an 8. Well, so if he goes away, I think you're still in charge with an 850 up next.
Large and in charge.
So he's gonna attack him. So for 3, right?
Electricity?
Yeah.
I am on your flank.
What does that mean?
I'm not in your firing arc.
Oh, well, shit.
Yeah, right. These things can be moved easily. Oh, can I be that guy?
Quick rotation card.
Does that cost you energy?
Nope. I still have an energy if I need to.
You don't want to get.
Alright.
Now
You're
he
rolling
is.
2 dice.
Oh.
And this is your big dude, right?
Yeah.
So he needs
He
to
won't
hit.
hit anyways.
No. Alright, so your 850's gone.
So regulars on
737.
damage.
750?
Twice, but they deal with
You don't have a 750. That's a
650, sorry.
I'm 737. 737 is going to.
Why'd you miss? Wasn't it 7 plus? I think that's
Yeah,
what
but
it
he
is.
gave me a poison, so now.
Oh, the bad taco is
He's
negative.
got some cramps. Distracting him. I'm gonna fire on this feller.
Okay, so I got partial cover. So
Yeah,
guy?
8. Nope. 650.
Alright, so he's gonna shoot you in the butt?
No.
He's on my
Can't-
flank.
Don't have the range, anyways.
Oh, he's up in my grill. Alright. I have a coiled strike.
Why is that flank?
It's not flank.
Because that wouldn't make any logical sense
It's-
with Chris. Jesus.
But Chris's dude's too close to unleash his full fury. It's gonna save
I don't like
that
that. No. We're kicking ass.
when I'm completely exposed.
Chris is a ranged guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, my coiled strike, Chris, is gonna hit this feller. I can fire within a 1 to 3 zone.
So you're the bad guy?
9.
I'm just kind of
He's gonna hit you for 5 dice.
He's just like an okay guy.
How many damage did he hit you for?
3?
Yo, you did.
The game maker?
He'll be back.
What's the red dice on him for?
Their health.
Ah, cool.
Otherwise, you have like sliders, but it's not worth it.
Cool.
Alright, my tail whip, I paid for it, but nothing's within range, so it goes back into my hand.
start you guys all off in that.
324, what do you got?
in the back.
Motherfucker.
That cup really should be there. Here, right?
So you need to hit me. What's your range?
-1, I think. It's 3 to 6.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't have any short paths.
So now you take that mic off that little cable thing?
Yeah, we're gonna have to disconnect and turn some stuff off. Give me a minute.
Snake eyes? Is that
Yes.
damage or something?
So what that is, if you roll double ones, your card goes directly into the damage.
Great.
That's it.
Yeah, not doing so good over here.
And then I have an orbital strike. You know what? Blue over here is looking pretty good. So I've paid my energy and I just select you and it automatically does damage, but you can roll 4 dice to mitigate that. And then the orbital strikes, because they're so powerful, they don't go here, they just say...
One time.
Yep.
Cool, let's do it.
You only carry 1 mask per person at a time.
So you take 1
one
point of damage.
On the big guy?
Yeah.
So just put one of these cards
Yeah.
over here.
Or you lose
Or from the hand if you want.
Gotta get them all like Pokemon.
Sweet. Nice.
So
Alright.
Just taking a picture of this.
Yeah. So we are now at the end of combat phase. Starting with the glory hand, we do tagging, but before that, blue guy, you have all 3 of your men on the board, so you go up.
So I get to flip over the one side.
Yep. And you get
Because the car won't start without the gas.
4 tags. I don't, but I find that this gives me better information.
Yeah. So much stuff. Gotta like interact with it.
Well, and when they're this big, Chris, I feel we might need a non-aggression pack.
It just looks exciting.
Refocus our efforts
So this
on
building
one enemy.
blows up.
It's all like.
Only when it hits 4 of one color. 4 of one color.
Oh, of one color.
So you get 3 colors. If that gives you more than 5, you have to discard down to 5.
5 of these ones.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think you're on the button.
I should have kickstarted this thing. You should have made sense.
We told you.
So we get it.
Wait,
we get
workshop.
it
Yeah, but
one
you know,
of
I
these
didn't know it was
cards.
gonna be like this.
Oh.
We told you
Giant
giant
killer
This one's
robots.
pretty good.
giant robots painted by little
Such a
fish.
dumb name. Giant killer
know.
robots. Although Kingdom Death Monster is also a pretty dumb name.
Hell yeah.
Get rid of that. We put it in this spot.
I kickstarted
Yeah,
Street
just
Fighter,
a
so I'm good.
extra one. It just goes here.
I need a tag on my building.
Oh yeah. Orange, you need tag.
He needs 2.
2 tags.
Yeah, one for this
2 different buildings.
1 here.
So you get 2 cards. And if that puts you over 5 of those special ones,
I just need 1 on this on the elephant. That's
Tags your buildings getting destroyed?
yep. And I get a yellow. Oh, I get 2.
No, I meant like,
So the turn will go.
like here. I just meant like close-up shots and this and that.
how about a big robot not taking me down this round?
Yeah, I know, I should.
Then we need zombies.
Magic.
So the zombies will.
And if you have over 5 of the sponsor cards, you need to discard or down to 5.
Well, just the expansion too, so.
They just
I put, the first one I did was 18 hours, the second one I did was.
We gotta get a big guy in the range and pick him.
And who tagged the most buildings that time?
Ryan?
Yeah, it can't stay with him. You tag 2. Womp. Your glory hound. Orange goes up by 1.
ANR?
Oh, it's in my turn.
Alright, nope, it's gonna be oranges. So everybody draw back up all their energy, draw up to 6 cards in hand. If you have 5 of the other ones, draw, discard them down. We've already done that.
Can you use more than 1 of these a turn?
You have to put that much action now. Of course, I didn't know once you like discovered once you moved there, it's just.
Is it considered a secondary weapon? If the answer is yes to that, I can take care of it.
Everybody has.
You can never play the same faction card twice in a single round.
Unless a card says otherwise.
Yes.
No, but would that can be considered a secondary? No, it's not.
Alright, so deploy phase. Anybody want to deploy?
I don't know why this got in there.
So we need to move a big one so we can attack people.
Alright, starting with orange. You gonna deploy anybody?
No.
Oh, I'm deploying.
Who are you dropping, Chris? Dog of War or Repairman?
I have a lot of cards on my discard.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to leave my Dog of War for now.
The reason they want to use that one first is they
major
see
attacks.
the content on
I need to guard my flank.
I know where things are.
Because in my mind, I'm like,
They have
okay,
two actions.
this is just the beginning. The
So
second one's going to be
take
harder than this.
Yeah.
I like this room and
I've heard that.
One of their two actions, running and dressing.
Alright,
they have two actions.
So what did
am I
they
going to
say?
deploy somebody?
If they're in the room with you, they will attack you twice. And if they're outside the room,
Oh yeah, I was gonna do something. Sorry. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do deploy.
Hey, on your turn during deploy phase, destroy sponsor relationship.
Alright, I'm gonna deploy my. No, I'm not actually gonna deploy.
Oh, you gotta roll
That.
dice. Roll 1 dice. 2. So 1 to 3. Choose an opponent to lose 1 sponsor card.
I think it's by choice probably.
Yep. So you just pick one of your sponsor cards you want to get rid of.
Like he's gotta see them.
Nope.
You.
You.
I pick one.
You choose it, yes.
Oh, I choose one to lose? Oh,
This says random.
Unless you're like really well prepared.
You need
No, you get to choose.
and 30 stars.
He gets to choose?
You do.
Okay. We'll just get rid of
you
that.
can't shoot
Okay.
through walls. Because
Now it's Orange Big Mac gets to go.
if we're like this, you can't shoot through that wall.
So we're moving out of deploy into movement. So Orange Mac.
But you wouldn't do any of this sets, because you have to actually deal 3 damage to it.
What's the plus 4?
That's how many you played it?
No, I've seen it on Kickstarter. That was the one that.
What?
Oh, you can move more than one.
Yeah. So that costs you normally.
Oh, I see.
2 energy.
Yeah.
I move 3 spaces.
Oh man. All right, Chris, where are you moving?
Big unit first?
Yep.
If I go here, do I lose yours and gain one, or?
You overtag me. So in one action, you would spray paint over me and spray paint yours over top, Counter-Strike style.
Oh, you can remove theirs and put.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought they were like permanent.
All right, I'm gonna go 1, 2, and adjust my turning. That's gonna cost me 1 because he takes care of the other one. And then Blue Man, you get to move your Mega Mac.
That's 2 damage. This guy needs 3.
Sweet. Combat Men, Chris.
Another way to kill him
Allow you laid out to
is to have a glass bottle with a spin can.
Yeah, within reason.
Mix them together to make
He
a
can't move
bottle.
extra thing.
You pay an extra energy.
You throw it into an area.
Use your max.
Yeah.
Everything in that area.
Yeah. That's slick.
Two of the most probably.
Yeah. Do you want to move your droid man somewhere?
Guys,
Yeah, I suppose I could.
You can move
The
him 1 to
droid, which
here.
one? The attack one?
This big guy.
Yeah.
That's one of the rules.
Okay. Up next, Repairman. Chris, you don't have Repairman. I don't have Repairman. Blue's Repairman.
because we're a little slow.
Does anybody have super strength?
So he's in full cover there. Going back around, Orange or Flyer. Oh man. Right in the back. Got one weakness.
Right in the butt.
You know it. Every time.
Flyers.
Then I'm going to move my Flyer and go 2, 3.
You hit on a 5+. And it deals 2 damage.
1, 2, 3. Or he has 4. No, 3 is fine. Alright. And your guys' Flyer. Yeah. There's going to be a couple of buildings coming down here pretty quick.
Possibly.
Alright.
So my flyer?
Yes. Oh yeah, sorry.
That's what happens when spells.
Fishing that way.
If you moved him, you could get rocketry fire.
I can go here. Get rocketry fire without, because only you can shoot me. He can't because I'm on.
Correct.
I minimize my guy pulling up.
Ouch.
We didn't find out till like 2 o'clock.
Alright.
Why would you leave on the keys in there? That's what I'm saying. It was not the first time. But now it's all 3 buildings. They're all free pairs for you out. And we see some keys.
What are the pops?
What are we choosing now? Combat cards? Or what?
Yep.
Never had them before.
No, it's. Yeah, just one video one day.
Yep.
And when a fatty spawns, it spawns with 2 walkers.
I'm gonna use this one. Gain 2 energy.
Oh, nice.
Oh, we never did this.
Yeah. I like the sideways views tool on there.
Yeah.
The one with the Hero 4, I think, is the best one.
Cheese and rice.
Hero 4?
The GoPro.
Yeah. That one?
That's the best
That's
one.
cool.
It's just when we're not doing anything, there's not a lot of movement on it, so it's.
Shoot.
I want to like
Shoot.
eventually do things like that.
All right.
Because then you see
I've got my combat.
the epicness of it with the people.
Mm-hmm. Where's that camera?
That's the same one, just different zoom angles.
Oh. Oh, interesting.
I'll see. Cheers.
Lou, do you have any combat you want to do?
I do, yeah. When do we use these ones at the same time?
They say on the top.
They'll
So
say on
some
the
of them
top
will
when you
say
use
kind
it.
of right around here-ish when you can
Before
use them.
selecting, after selecting.
So how many are in the
Where's
board?
the one?
I would have moved my guy into the hole, but my other guy was there.
Hold on, we're gonna do some.
Well, that's a hard one to go get.
Yeah.
All right. Are any of your robots attacking? Your little ones?
My little ones are not attacking.
Okay. This guy here might be in range.
He's in range to here.
That's okay.
Whoa.
What?
Non-aggression pack over here?
Well, I don't want to get destroyed. Won't he like counterattack and destroy me?
Well, no, he's not facing you right now. He'd have to turn and
Who's
then.
not facing what now?
It was just because he can't. Next turn he could, but this turn he can't.
So you're saying I can attack with that little guy? Let's do that.
Yeah.
then.
All right. Everybody have their
Maybe
attacks they
not
want to
this
do.
guy, that guy.
I'm gonna attack with the little guy on the
Yeah,
yellow.
but he's just like, oh, I want to get attacked. I'm like, you probably get attacked anyways.
Okay.
Because you guys are like pivoting around a building.
Everybody got?
Yep.
Get it. All right. So I have a card that every time I have a successful primary or secondary, I get a sponsor card. And then I have 4 energy. It won't take me down to 0. Alright. My goodness.
Oh, we get to use either one of those. The big guy.
Alright.
950.
Either way.
950?
No matter
Wow, I thought that 874 was going to take her. What's a 950? Your little robot?
Yeah.
Attacking my little robot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 dice, right?
Yeah. Oh, missed!
You suck.
Alright. Your robot. 874, I think, is next.
Shoot you in the back.
Shooting me in the back?
I'm over here.
Yeah. Roll your dice.
Ready to play it?
2 of them?
You guys are attacking my building.
I think so, right? Yeah.
Okay, matching set.
So you need a 5 or better to hit me.
Search action browse a weapon card with dual.
I'm going to do a flank defense, so I need to. I get 2+ to my armor, so I have to roll a
So if you
3 or better.
SNG.
Block both.
Symbol on it. So you just get
Sure, water.
search for the other one
No.
and get it.
Yours?
Alright, so
It was just like
874
a
is
random one.
gone.
I was just like making sure we didn't.
You looked like you wanted to drink it.
No, I was just like, because it's like you find water bottles like all over the place.
737.
That are half full of
You can, okay, so if you're in.
Poison tongue.
another one.
Chrissy's gonna make a direct hit on you.
You're shooting at me.
Yeah.
Yep.
What happened to our agreement?
You shot at me first.
That is true.
I didn't hit you.
Roll your 2 defense.
Plus the action.
Saving on a 6 or better. You take 1 point of damage.
But you get to do it without. You can just move through horizontally. So
shot
you're
him,
gonna
right?
use
Yep.
it to get these hard.
Take that.
How do you not shoot the guy that's like in front of you?
Become yellow. I know.
Because that hasn't fired yet. Alright, who's got next?
650?
Why?
Hey, Badger.
Nice.
He has no range.
2, 3. He has no
Hey,
range. Okay.
apparently the donation for credit cards is down.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, how's it going, Shia? Congrats on the new
My
job,
girlfriend
eh?
said her brother tried to donate
How's it
and
going?
a credit card is down.
Yeah.
It's going really well. I like it a lot.
Nice. Where's it out of?
I'm really pissed off with them. Stock exchange? Calgary Stock Exchange.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but not IT anymore, so really.
Business?
Yeah, business side.
Nice. Doing BA stuff?
Basically, yeah.
Nice. Testing? Testing,
Like,
writing
yeah,
up
like,
new
wait,
specs?
did you like
Right now,
the website was down or the actual?
Yeah, that's what he said, yeah.
Again,
The website's up.
document control, things like
Have
that.
you tried going through the whole donation though? Because once it's
I was curious whether it was just
So,
because there's been donations in the last like there was one
I actually.
Did really get another taste of it again?
10
And see kind of if that's where you want to go or
I
somewhere
like
else.
that I have an exit strategy,
8:30,
so
yeah.
it's like I'll make as much money as I can,
What?
and I get overtime now, so that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's
their
what-
website's
They
it's
said they're
different
understaffed,
times
so I will be working a lot.
because there's one at 10, which is probably
Yeah, money in the bank.
Exactly. So and it's
Well,
still
probably
September,
East or
so I
something.
get to make a decision at 10. Do I want to stay or do I want to?
there's probably donation like 30 minutes ago.
Sweet.
Hi, I'm Shia.
Ryan.
Ryan, nice to meet you. Brandis.
Okay.
What's going on?
My coiled strike.
I'm sorry for Brad.
I'm going to fire here.
The orange guy.
Yep.
You guys decide.
So I need to hit on. Normally it's a 5. He has partial cover, so that would make it a 6. But it's in his butt, so it makes it a 5 again.
I'll be right back.
Hey guys.
There we go. So that gets damaged. That was super. All right.
So the way
How's
it's
your new job going now?
when you open a door, you populate.
Going.
Yeah. Where's that at?
It's at iSolutions, but I'm working on Synovus right now. So I'm doing, they're implementing a new PI system. So it's all brownfields that are there, and then we're putting in new data on top of it. So we're replacing a couple of their old DCS systems and all the reporting. It is super disorganized. Like, imagine, like, as disorganized as you can think if it's out there. They're cowboys making changes directly in production. They are not documenting anything they've changed. They have everybody in there changing things at the same time. So something that was working in test yesterday doesn't work in test or look the same as it did yesterday, and no one knows how that happens.
Sounds like fun.
Yep.
Contract?
Contract for iSolutions, but I'm no full-time employee of iSolutions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm the same way. So I don't work for Trans Mountain. I work for a company called Roman, and they contract me out.
Do you get vacation through Roman?
I get vacation pay. I don't get vacation pay. Well, they gave me a choice. They said you can either do everything yourself, become incorporated, and we'll hire you as a contractor that way. But then I gotta do my taxes and do all that stuff. Or I can go with Roman. They take care of all that stuff. What's
And the billing.
And the
Saving on the billing alone is worth it. Chris, you're up.
Who am I killing?
I had to make failure, so that was amazing.
Yeah, that's what happens. We had a 396 over here though, shouldn't?
Oh, 396 should actually fire first.
See, I'm here in time.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I'm shooting you, the orange guy. Okay. So, sorry.
Nice. So you're just Trans Mountain downtown now?
Yeah. Our main office is
stuff, right?
Do you know the definition of wood quadrant?
So I'm actually right across from Michelle.
I can't remember what I
Attack guys roll 2 dice.
You're the Synovus?
Yeah.
So it costs an action means
6. So does, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good, yeah.
Who are you shooting? I'm saying yes, but yes.
Orange.
Yes.
And then I roll.
Oh, wait, what about that?
So do you feel you're gonna try and stay as long as you can?
So then I'm putting this one on damage. And it's 1 damage.
I think that's okay. Like they haven't.
So then damage that's a 7. So I think you have to roll 7
all like
dice.
intro.
You don't have to go in. You can come up this way. You have to take 3 actions.
So
Someone do?
adds 1 damage to the value of the primary or
That's pretty good.
So it's 7 damage now?
7 damage.
How long have you been out?
Right?
It's
So he has to
yeah.
roll
So if
7.
it hits him, it's gonna do 7 damage on it.
So it hit him, yeah. Weird.
So then he has to roll 7 dice, defending it on a 5 or 6. So he takes 6 damage.
Holy moly. So these go into the offline.
Yep. So this one here, the sponsor card, there, so that goes in the offline.
Credit card seems to work. You just have to actually put the. I have to try the payment, but I gotta get my credit card.
Hit him pretty hard, yeah.
We got
You
him
can go all the
good.
way to putting your credit card in. So.
Did we hit it hard in the rear?
Not in the rare.
Alright, who's up next?
I'm at 100.
100? Who are you hitting for 100?
100. I got another little guy. To
Oh,
shoot.
yep.
196.
I'll be back.
I was gonna shoot the orange guy again.
Okay.
So I have to roll 2 dice. Right?
Yep.
And that doesn't touch.
No, it hits him on a 5.
Tough when it.
And then it's gonna be 3 damage.
3 damage.
And you get 1 XP.
I'll probably go home and
Saves 2 of them. No, 1 of them.
3 hours or so.
That's 2 more damage.
This will spawn once you grab the keys.
And it's
Carter's
Chris's.
turn. Where's Carter?
He's gonna hit me with an orbital strike.
As soon as you guys grab the keys, this one becomes
The
active.
worst is like getting home from this and just getting that like boost of adrenaline right when you're
Sitting
exhausted. It's
Hey,
just like
wake up, Dad. Wake up.
It's almost
no,
6.
Jen's usually pretty good. She like takes the kids out and
It was in the
that's me actually sleeping.
It's your turn, Mr. Carter.
We were blowing up your support unit.
Mine?
Yeah, you're
Oh,
flat.
you're just air bombing it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
For 4.
So you have to roll 4 dice to defend.
Oh, sorry, they moved first. Move those 2 that way.
Nope, it's got
He
So it blowed up?
Yeah, 3 damage. Is that the one where he's shooting his dog?
No, I was shooting that one.
The flower one. He's
Nice,
trying
to
to
save
take
the
out so I
building.
don't get the building, you bastard.
Of course.
Alright, what goes next? 74, another orbital strike. Who are you orbital striking there, orange team? The dude that
that
just
one.
put 7. Oh,
Oh. So
4 damage.
4 damage again.
so it's dead, right?
Completely and totally.
We lost 2 guys, man. Not doing very
Alright.
well.
Number 50.
Okay, so
Who
I
you
can,
hitting?
Piku missile. I think I can get him.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
You have his axe.
7.
You can go 1.
5 damage.
2 more attacks.
5 damage. Fair enough.
No. How many times did I tell you?
Just
blue.
Orange is my
He's
favorite color, and they kind of look the same with
All right.
their things, with their guns and stuff.
I'm at a 37.
Well, that's you.
I'm going to tail whip this feller.
Everybody leave me alone.
You're in the middle.
So? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a direct hit for 3 damage.
Alright,
I might as well go in.
do it up.
I'll get one touch. Damn, got him with my crowbar.
3 damage it is.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's not going well.
Oh, you know what they have to do? They have to save their payment information and then run the thing through.
And
What?
that's what that counts as an action when you get the top card.
Because you have your payment information for yourself, you have to save that before you can do your transaction.
So I put it in a hand or I put it in reserve?
Huh? I don't
See, Matt,
understand that.
Mel said Matt picking that one.
Because I did it on my phone over there. I didn't have to save anything. I just put it in and hit the button.
Oh no, still.
No, I like the other one.
That's just a
Well,
pain
you
in the
can't because
ass.
the turn's over. But
No, I mean, when it was my card.
That's
Use
what-
the other one.
Well, you probably
So
could. Actually, it's open till Monday,
that's
so
it.
if people want to donate later.
Alright.
That's annoying for them to be down.
It's just,
We're running a live event
actually,
here.
Chris, you've already used your.
No, I'm not helping anymore.
Alright. So on those ones, you can only play one of a secondary weapon with the same name.
What?
Yep.
And then still starts
yeah,
playing.
but
Can I take 2 damage back and get rid of 2 of those then?
Yep.
Oh.
So is my actions always?
Wish I'd have known this stuff before.
As long as it has a 0.
You're tagging
On
me.
there, yeah.
So I have to roll. You have to roll to hit me, right?
These guys have
That's a hit.
So then I have to roll
3 damage.
Do this.
It does do something really bad when it hits.
If it deals 2+ damage, it does something.
Oh, it only does 1. Dang.
I can shoot from here.
And it goes, yeah, in your middle.
Miss, then you hit me.
super strength.
Why?
Strength. Why do I hit you?
Alright.
That's the rule.
So that's all the combat.
If you do an extra damage, don't
Try and kill the robots.
Orange is first. Orange, you're taking 2 buildings, right?
No, it's try and kill the
The
robots.
axe does 2 damage. So
Try and kill the robots.
kill the robots.
Oh, this. Yeah, I'll take it.
What does it do?
Yeah, I got super strength.
Chris is tagging 1 building by removing one of my tags.
Oh, you can do that?
Yep. So he overtags me there. He tags the second building.
Now your turn.
He gets 2 of these sponsor cards.
How do you pick up the
Well, you can search
Oh, yeah,
for it.
I tag.
How do you pick up that?
Take 1 building.
So I using an action.
Once you move in, search and then pick up.
I should only get one, right?
Yeah.
No, you take 2 different buildings.
Oh, I did too.
You can also
I got you.
search for equipment too.
Alright,
I destroy that building, right?
so blue goes up 1 on the track for blowing up a building.
You get 1 free movement action too. Because that's now it's rebel.
And then I gotta tag that building there.
Yep. And then
Nope.
sorry,
This
there's
one.
3 tables going. Oh my bad. So you get 2 of these. Alright, and Glory Hound goes to. You tag 2.
I tag 2.
It goes to, I believe, you, Chris.
Woohoo!
Is your next in order.
So just move yourself to
Awesome.
6 experience. 'Cause this is, yeah, this is just experience.
6. I thought it was just 2. Like 1 for the food, 1
3 for this, 3 for this.
Yep. So Chris, you are green. You now hit support units 1 better. Your 1 smiley face flips over. Everybody back up to 5 health. Everybody back up to 6 cards in hand. If you have more than 5 sponsor cards, discard down. And this could very well be the last round.
We all here going.
Maybe. Maybe. Chris, you deploying anything?
Of course. What to deploy? You say this is the last round, eh?
Yeah. Not right now.
Nope.
It would be helpful later.
You pay energy?
No, you get an extra. Oh, you get an extra.
Yep,
But you
the 1.
do, but yeah, you
Somebody's gonna go for that pretty far along, so.
Yeah. Technically, I guess I have 1 round.
Since she has both of these?
I.
Ben's a cool person. Oh, I get another action when I get to
Everybody does. Yeah, you're not.
I'm gonna move 1 space into this guy.
It's easy.
You can move him into any adjacent space around me. It does no damage. I just push him out of the way.
But they can't.
Kids can figure it out.
Kyle, you can't spot me this turn.
Oh, my bad. We're not on that phase yet.
All walkers take an
So I'm an idiot. I'm not deploying anybody. Lou, are you deploying
You
anybody?
just can't use your guy to spot me.
Is this a hack?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
countering it.
Deploy my
That just means you
flying
just,
guy.
Yep.
I don't know if you'd even.
Nice.
I just figured I have max cards in my hand.
Alright.
Those are two.
Yep. Orange, are you deploying anybody? Wow.
Yeah. Where the hell's my hand?
All walkers take an extra turn.
No. Not this day, not this time.
So Chris, you can't use.
What?
This now goes on you because it counterattacked you.
That's fine. It's only for him. I just figured he's the only guy that had units that could
Yeah.
possibly hit me, so I'm not gonna. My plan wasn't to shoot him with it, so it works out.
Just because you say it doesn't mean they're not gonna.
So I went 3 turns. I can search the room first?
Yes. Oh yeah, you can't search. You have to kill the
So
zone.
I'm gonna hack you. Roll 1 dice. 1 to 3. Well, I get tie roll. 3. You take 3 points of damage.
Now you search the room?
Like, do I defend it or just?
Yeah. You just have to take 3 points.
Ah.
Goes away.
Oh wow. That's kind of a
Dick
mean.
move, Carter.
Well, you said we only have 1 round left, so.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a maximum number of rounds.
Well, it's given the amount of.
How slow it's going, you mean? Well, that was a pretty. Oh, you can just swap.
Use the card. Alright. So I think we're done the deploy phase, right? Everybody that was going to deploy is deployed.
I guess so.
Alright. Now we're on the movement. Orange because you hacked Chris.
I thought we're probably not gonna even attack each other, and we're just like.
Oh, you just stole one of my buildings.
You're orange still.
You can do this?
I sure did with a card.
Oh, cool.
So that triggers.
So we're gonna blow that building up. I guess.
No, we took a run action in that room.
So we're going to move heavy hitters, starting with orange.
They're really only triggers there.
Orange can move you heavy hitter.
Alright, that one.
He's in a real bit of a spot right now.
Don't worry, you're starting. We got 1, 2, 3 more people back.
Heavy hitters.
Yeah, man. How's it going? We are just about done.
Who's winning?
It looks on paper like blue is. Because he's furthest on the track. nobody's really putting damage on him, and he's blowing up a bunch of buildings.
I only have one.
So
we were working on more.
I think he might be the winner right now.
Got screwed.
What color are you? Yellow?
I'm yellow.
I see how it is. I see how it is. Don't worry. We got techniques.
You got it.
Oh shit, we can only move 3 spots there.
No, that's one. Yeah.
No, in the 6.
Sweet models. You should have searched and hopefully gotten better weapons.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You gotta do big because you don't want to hit it.
But now
I'm gonna go 1 into this guy. So orange, you get to put him one place around. You can go anywhere around me, wherever he wants to get kicked to.
Shoot him down.
Well, you did 1, 2, and you got another one, right?
I'm gonna come here for second move.
So you have to have a dice.
And
Total or 2 dice.
I think that's probably fine. Yeah, that's fine. So that cost me 1 movement because he's my other free movement. And blue, you're a big mech.
I gotta move, right?
Yep.
Oh, move him. That takes 1.
Okay. Alright, and then starting with orange, your combat dog. I'm sure he's got a better name, but combat dog. You get to move him now. And then all like the attack cards all have a number, so when you play them, they'll have an energy cost. And then once everybody's played them and paid the energy, the higher numbers start and go down from there. And then it's how far away they attack, damage, and some of them have like real 30, right around the corner.
They can only move
attack
one.
cards.
Yeah,
and
and you still want to line up by orange tag.
Let's be honest.
Yellow's got a big gun in their shoulder.
If you work the same way, you at least gotta get shot at. Right? And these guys are now like mutually like it's sure like because
They started the game strong, and they got
can't
killed,
shoot
so
one.
they had to put them back out.
So I have to worry about each other.
Chris, do you move your combat dog?
Where's his wheels? It does look like he lost his neck.
Blue, do you have combat dog? No, you don't.
No.
Orange, repairman? No. Green, no repair. Blue, you're a repairman?
Repairman. I can move him, right? Or
Yep.
I have to attack him?
No, we're just moving.
Oh, so he gets one.
He gets
2
2
plus
moves.
1. 2 plus 1.
And this is a little achievement track, so anytime you do a shot, like Chris's guy can fire between these buildings and hit somebody.
I think it's good.
You do cool move. If you go up a building, you get an extra point. Flyer starting with orange, or if you demolish a building. If you have all 3 guys. Hey.
Yes, got there. King, Dracula robots.
Yeah. They're giant. And they're killers.
And they're killer. And they're robots. Do not disappoint. Is this like 2 teams or?
No. If we were smart, we probably would have played as 2 teams. Instead, it's turned into
We just
2.
deathmatch.
Every man for himself.
We played as 2 teams for about half a turn.
Yep.
And then we just proceeded to start shooting.
Chris, flyer.
Buildings spawn randomly, or do you put them in a certain spot?
It tells us.
Oh, really?
Is it blue team
flyer
or
move
flyer?
turn?
Yeah, so it shows like 2-player maps.
There's
Like
3
where
teams
does it
here.
come up?
4 teams.
4 colors. There's a yellow one.
There's a yellow one in the middle that's getting surrounded.
And
His name is Dan.
His teeth are getting kicked in currently.
He's got a pretty bad.
So there is 2 teams. Everyone against Dan.
Pray for Mojo.
We had a non-aggression pack, and then he started shooting
Okay,
at me.
and now it's in the combat phase. So everybody goes through and picks their combats. This bullshit right here. That's some great bullshit. And, let's unleash
Or if we
some people.
lose,
Like,
How are the rest? Pretty shy.
the main ones are bad.
Yeah, main ones are fine.
Just the little residential roads that are getting icy and covered.
But like, even then, it's not like
no, only the yellow.
like full ice.
Yeah, there's like some
Because
residential
it's
streets are a little bit
that discount.
icy.
Well, I don't know about the roads back.
Like I was up at Cougar Ridge a couple hours ago, and that was pretty icy. There's a lot more snow up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But down here, it's fine.
Yeah.
Apparently, the road between Airdrie, or the road between Edmonton and Calgary is just terrible.
Yeah, Greg said there's a bunch of crashes. He left early
My
because
cousin went in the
he's like,
ditch
it's just
just to
complete
dodge like
bullshit.
an accident. Like,
Oh.
yeah, they were basically going like 70 down the road, and all of a sudden you just saw these people start heading for the ditch.
It literally does
right?
everything, and they go,
Shit, I
try
guess
again
I'm
later,
going to
call
the
us.
ditch because like
There's no one
everybody
there at
just
the time.
stopped suddenly in the road.
Message
It
him
was
on
like
Monday, I was like,
slam into the back or hit the
like I
ditch,
told her to
right?
keep it open
So-
until Monday morning.
If you hit the ditch, it's your own insurance.
Well,
You know,
he
kind
was
of
like,
wants to get in.
Yep.
hit the ditch, and he was
That also
fine,
means
right?
that
So
he
he was able to drive
That's
up
fine
and
then,
keep
yeah.
going, but like, it was, yeah, like just
Because their
with
system,
the long,
you don't
slow
control
shit.
your own
Yeah,
website.
sucks.
Because before, I could look at the back and get everyone's names and you could draw, right? Now I gotta get them from her.
Oh boy.
I'm like, God,
All right.
making this so difficult.
Everybody got
I'm
their
trying
cards?
to give you money.
Yeah. Should make like a GoFundMe or something.
All right, everybody pay their energy costs. I'm at -1. I need to pay some bullshit.
I'm at 1.
Well, I did 2 energy worth of stuff. So.
I totally would have did this differently.
Everybody got their weapons declared? Yes. Chris, what was that bullshit on you?
It seems like everyone has the same support robots, but like their
Yeah.
main robots are different.
Yes.
I just can't use spotting on him.
Definitely the yellow and the orange robot are the coolest ones.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, the yellow one's got a great big gun on its shoulder, and the orange one's head is a gun. So.
Yeah, the orange one's just huge.
Yeah, and ours is just smushed.
I kind of like green too, though.
Orange, I'm gonna play this on you, so none of your support units can attack.
Ours has no spine.
Doesn't have line of sight on me. He can't shoot me. No one can shoot me. It's kind of.
All right.
That doesn't really do nothing. Just do it.
Who's got the highest number?
950.
All right, Chris.
I don't think he has line of sight of anyone, though.
He has a line of sight on this guy.
Alright, we're gonna shoot him. Do it. 8?
8. You got him.
For 2.
And then I gotta roll
2 defense.
We're good.
1 hit.
1 hit, and that one is the repair guy.
He has 2
Yep.
hit, he has 2. So you have 1 left.
So I'm down to 1 life.
They all
Okay.
have 2 hit points.
That was literally.
They all have
I was just like, well, it's last turn. I was
2,
always attack,
3,
right?
and 1. All right. Who's next highest?
Our plan is still okay.
We're still good.
Go.
My honey badger on his honey badger.
Stop the honey badger on honey badger crime.
6? I don't think so.
Yeah. You're
6 plus, yeah. So 3 damage to you, Kyle? On your honey badger? Or whatever you call yours.
1 damage.
1 damage. He's still 2. Perfect.
I have a 637.
So you're just playing until everybody's eliminated, or is there another objective?
So the first person's eliminated, and then it's whoever's highest on this track at that point, and then cards here and here count as points, where you just minus damage from your points.
Cool.
I'm gonna have a big minus. 637 is coming at this guy.
No, it isn't.
So
You're mistaken.
World Strike. He hits
And then
for 5 damage.
Well, she can't actually move
So
up.
since Blue's in the lead, I kind of need to.
So what?
You take 2.
2. So 2 over here.
So what's he trying to roll to defend?
5 or 6. Chris, what you got? Oh no.
My turn?
Yep, 396.
Okay, so I'm shooting the yellow guy. 3, 8. So that hits, right?
Yeah. How much
And then
damage?
it's 6.
You surrounded?
Yeah. It's kind of an absolute booting here in the middle.
I had to give you stuff in the middle.
Well, you see, things kind of happened. And,
Well, and because
He
he
put
go that
himself
way.
Yeah, you can always get out of the middle.
You run away. You don't go back
Too
in.
many spots you can go to there where it's not.
Yeah,
sounds
like
Yeah.
everywhere he goes, he's like gonna be
all
clear
right, so that's gone. You were
100?
I'm a 137. Venom spray hitting that guy.
The big one.
You're blue.
Okay.
Oh, it hits.
What is that, 2?
2 damage.
So 5 and 3.
1 hit.
1 hit.
So 1 damage.
Oh, and your damage is how many cards you have in your hand.
Yeah.
So you discard, you just shuffle it once it
Yep. Once it gets down.
25 points.
Yeah.
So that's how many damage you've taken in the game?
100.
Pal?
Who you hitting? Blue's currently in the lead.
You sure about this?
Oh yeah. Look how little that discard and damage pile is.
I don't know what Shine We're totally losing it.
Just looking at tagging.
You don't have line of sight on them though, do you?
He's got an orbital strike, so you just basically radio it in.
Ooh.
And you say that big
I
blue
thought those
dude?
were all gone.
I'm gonna orbital strike this guy.
What?
Actually, I'm gonna peek move him.
I thought those were all gone.
Kill him.
Orbital strike for somebody who
You
can't.
should definitely orbital strike blue. He is currently ahead.
Yeah, I gotta kill this one because I don't want him to get that build. 4 damage.
4 damage on your flyer.
Yeah.
You have to roll.
Oh, do I? Isn't he dead no matter what? Is that one?
Well, statistically, yeah, he's gonna be dead. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh no, he took out his drone.
Blaming me. You would have done it if you had the card.
100% correct, sir. And then, yep, you're up next.
We're gonna peekaboo shot him.
Yep.
So.
Are you gonna peekaboo or shoot him down the alley?
Well, same difference.
No, alley would boost you up here.
Well, alley because I peekaboo to like not. That's pretty good.
So to hit him on alley is a 8 or better.
Yeah.
Isn't it that different because of that?
It's an 8 now. 6 plus 2. Hit him.
Never trusting you again, Dan.
Do you have a card in your hand that lets you
Oh, yes, I do.
shit? How's your energy?
Big shot, got it. We're trying to
I didn't recognize you as a giant, like.
That's a hit.
Pretty good damage.
Kyle, 5 damage to your hound.
How are the travels?
Kyle.
Okay.
So that was my first one.
You do know
Awesome.
that you're
Yes. So wait, have you guys
Yeah, it's dead.
The only reason I shot him was
Fine,
because he was
just
sitting
hangs
right next to
out.
one of my tags. If he was in the silver one, I would have left him alone.
Maybe one of them, that's good.
I don't have anything ready to go.
So,
Looks like in the blue
Alright. All the weapons are done? Tagging phase. Blue starting with orange. Orange gets 2 tags.
Yeah? Just do the How long is D&D?
You go, boss.
I get 2.
Hang on. 2.
2 and your goes away.
90 minutes, that's 3 hours. 1, 2, 3.
I feel like I should take a picture.
Where'd you get the second one?
Over there.
Oh.
And
this building goes away.
I brought the maker.
Oh shit, Chris, you just went up one more on the track, dog.
Do I get one for the peekaboo shot too?
Takes like 4 hours just to go here.
I gotta go for the peekaboo shot?
Yeah.
that's the most fun part, but yeah.
That's right.
Boot and run.
So now.
And you got your 2 cards, right, Chris?
Yep.
No, you're drawing cards.
And
My support saves are now 5.
Higher risk, higher reward. You get your first how many colors?
Can I get text stuff now?
Yep. And I already gave you your 3 cards. No, I didn't.
You just figured we'd pick something simple and easy.
Bring on the pain!
Alright, this is definitely gonna be the last round.
I've never seen you do anything like that, Chris.
Can I get 2 cards? Does it take 2 things?
Game's still going, huh? Yeah. And all the robots are still standing. No one's died yet.
Alright, everybody, energy back up. Draw back up to 5.
Am I okay to use Wi-Fi?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
No Wi-Fi.
Because you'll probably kill the stream.
Don't cross the stream shot.
Okay.
Okay, I think I
Stream
know
will
cards
stream.
left. What does that mean?
I don't have my monster manual with me, but that's okay. I'll use mine.
You just need to download it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just download it and then come back off.
Okay.
You already have my Wi-Fi.
Stream the monster.
D&D
I
books.
need the Wi-Fi for my iPad. I use that.
Up by the front door, there's a bag. D&D books are in it.
Oh, you got D&D books?
Yeah.
You have monster manual?
Yep, you can use any of them you want.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Are you wanting to play D&D together? Because we're almost done here.
I do, yeah.
Can you wait like 10-15 minutes?
Sure.
Perfect.
So wait, how many people was that?
Alright.
You want to play here?
What's up?
You want to play here?
We could.
Who tagged the most buildings last time?
6, probably.
I take 2.
I take 2. 3, 4,
Alright, it goes to blue. So I take one. Blue, you also now have this upgrade. Number 2. So you're hitting support units better.
This guy has been wanting to play D&D.
Alright.
Yeah, we've been trying to do it for a while.
Glory
tried to do it for a couple of days. So it's like, let's just do this.
Chris has got you covered up.
Yeah. I don't know where the marker is, but we'll over
We're gonna draw right from my blue one. So how goes next is here? It's supposed to have 6.
Oh yeah, you have to draw back up to 6.
Yeah, well, yeah. This is a
You gonna deploy anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna deploy.
Orange, you got anything to deploy?
Deploy this guy. Fin 2, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess so.
Whenever you deploy card, they have to go out pretty much.
That guy was dead, right?
He's dead.
What's the story on it?
Put him on again here.
In the future.
This is future?
This
Yep.
one's like
So cities are kind of ravaged, but we still need the
only reason
can we start hitting like the hobos and pick out the bottles? So there's still valuable bits in the building. So when we tag them, Chris, are you deploying anything? Of course not. When we did, in order to tag the building, so they can sort of it. The sponsors are paying to have the best tagger. The more you tag, the more you can drop.
Go. I'll give you care. Yo, so you have a corner. That's probably the key.
Alright, I deployed him for 2. So that's everybody's deploying. Movement. Blue, move your big guy if you want. Wait, my bad.
What's the ETA on this one?
It's like 5-10 minutes.
What do you got, Kyle?
I am hacking the power plant.
Who are you doing it with? Blue.
Have you seen that episode
Blue.
of D&D where they play D&D?
You should definitely do it to blue.
Green.
Oh,
He hacked me last time.
I think you lose juice. Heck yeah, you do.
4 to 6 on no effect.
Oh.
So nothing happened?
I guess not.
Well, excellent. I have a new target.
You needed to hire a better computer hacking man.
I was going to kill Dan, but I might take a pot shot at you with my little support unit. Why? Because you just hacked me.
Yeah, well, you hacked me before too.
It's fair. This is my support unit. My big guy's gonna attack Dan.
Big blue. Here you go.
He's gonna be one of these. He'll be like, boom. You'll be like,
What do we do? Your big neck.
Removing him?
Yep.
You want the entire time.
You just re-angling?
Yeah, that takes an energy.
I should have like 10.
No, it's free. If you're just turning, it's free.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
And the front page.
Wow.
Sure. So I want to take a look at what you want.
Do you have to turn his face for 2 minutes?
Yeah.
See the on the tile, there's those colors.
Yeah.
Like where it's painted on the
Orange, you gonna move?
It was on.
So I'm making sure the yellow one can't shoot us in the back.
See something. Play this one.
Yeah, because everyone
He has something that just
What happened? There's 2. We got that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
That one. It's only 3. We should do that one.
Yeah, Neverwinter Nights, all its expansions came out.
Yeah, and it's like.
my turn?
Your move, yeah.
I wanted to like a Pathfinder Kingmaker, but that was not on sale for a significant amount anymore.
A newish one, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So you play now?
You play with a man, don't forget your man.
Yes.
Yeah, there.
No, I think he needs to be out on the field.
No.
Pull the.
No.
That's not good for you.
It's like
Okay. No, it got really good reviews, but it wasn't really well known.
the first one.
Or switch it to 3s. It's your turn if you want to move Mad Men. Or you want to like face him differently.
Oh, I know it's my turn. We're gonna move 1, 2, 3.
Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, I see how that is.
And it cost me 2 energy.
Paladin fighter
He's my third.
Yeah.
Alright, now move your war dog, your little vehicle.
I already moved mine.
So the fighter is the most.
Orange's war dog.
These are all presets, so you gotta mix a warlock,
Bring me
clerics,
ghoul.
spiders, rogues. Rogue would be pretty good.
Back the other guy if you get a building at the end of the turn.
Shoot this
Back to what guy up?
Like this guy goes here eventually, then you get the building.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay there.
I'm like,
Because
I don't think you get a range of shooting anyone. So.
Hey, I'm getting the character. What's my character? What's my
Chris, you've already moved yours, right?
Yep, by mistake.
Ha! Ha!
Are you gonna stick with it?
Mine is gonna stay there. Repairman.
You got your repairman?
Blue is repairman.
I'm making these ones again. 3, 2 plus 1. Can you hop over once? No?
No. Only the spinners.
too?
The flying guys.
Don't pick
Yes,
a dragon.
the little spinners.
Okay, so I can go 2 plus 1, so I can go over here.
Yep.
Oh, this guy's got a cake.
Oh yeah, this is what we want to see. All out combat.
Alright. And then flyers starting with blue. You don't have a flyer.
I'm gonna be
Orange
a mage.
flyer.
I love that game.
It's hard.
Okay, I'm mage then. Okay.
You go here, you get the build.
Oh yeah.
Or there.
Alright, and Chris, your flyer.
Let it be mage.
You guys need to start killing
Of the night.
Okay, now we're in the declare weapon phase.
Oh, shooting?
Yep. Before that, I'm gonna play the pink elephant that pushes you, maintaining current facing 1 adjacent space.
I thought 4th was the most famous one.
3 is the most.
What's up? Oh, I should have done that.
Right now,
What's
it's
up?
5.
I declare
I guess
cards.
that's kind of a.
Yep.
Where do you put that?
Race.
Oh, race. Half and light. It's a sub race.
Sub-race, yeah, like a wood elf.
Yeah.
Or a high elf.
Long time ago.
Yeah, there was a 4th. They Kyle, I think Kyle played it, but I didn't. It didn't do that well. 4th edition.
Oh.
It didn't last long. And didn't do well.
These are really good.
Yeah, that means
That's what I've heard about.
Yeah, 3.5 is like a little more complex.
Look at all that mixed
How does spell
flavor.
So you have to load a cantrip, and you load a spell slots. You won't need to worry about that because you're probably level. These are all level 1.
Okay, everybody's got their attacks? Hang on. Blue, do you got your attacks?
And you don't need to load
Sorry, what?
You got your attacks ready?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, flip them.
Hang on.
Yeah, so rest. You need to load it into your slot. So that takes
Oh,
like a rest.
one shot.
You can load it, so fireball, if you load it to level 1, it'll do like
No, but it sounds
Oh,
like
dang.
but
What's that
then
one?
as well, you'll get level 2 slots, so then you can load your fireball into a level 2 slot and it'll do more damage. And some spells.
all your spells in a battle.
That's one weapon.
Sleeping, yeah. Sleep
Ooh.
you need to sleep for at least, and you need to sleep in a comfortable, safe place, no camping.
Chris, really, if you blow all your spells.
Question: is this the expansion?
You're fucked.
I don't know.
You don't even know. Right?
Well, it's a
Just curious what it is. No, I got that box, but I don't have this box. So I'm like, what's in this box?
Oh, only the greatest treasures.
No. Can we open it? I just want to smell it.
You have to open it on camera.
Camera pre-generate, don't feel like you can do
Alright.
whatever you
Wait,
want.
what do you open your stuff so far?
It's that one. Oh, aren't we flipping weapons?
Yeah, we are.
You gotta flip your
I'm
weapons.
a human fighter.
So I understand, like, you only get to do one of those.
No, but it's one weapon system. I'm shooting both.
You can't shoot 2 of the same.
Sure I can. What? Because I have a double shot card that lets you
You
shoot it twice.
motherfucker.
Oh,
Well played.
This is weapon system.
Is it based in Faerun still?
It says choose a primary or secondary. You can use one attack.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Faerun.
That doesn't mean play all your cards. It means you get one attack.
I need this card back. And then...
So is this one going back in hand then?
Well, this would go there and all these would go there.
I've never seen
However, you have to flip your weapon cards.
Oh, Jared. So we already saw Chris.
I will slip out of there, right? So.
We saw. Well, I brought the new miniatures for Gloomhaven.
You can't shoot that.
So we saw.
Which one? The dire laser or the other one?
Well, neither one hit me.
Just look at yours. I haven't seen yours before.
I don't want to get shot.
I can't hit you, man.
Hit this guy.
True.
Cool. So this one goes off to damage pile then?
You grow taste. It grows like a pig.
You don't have your systems, they're just hacked?
Yeah, it's like these are all play at least 2 go back in your hand.
Oh, intelligence 3.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just my
Dude, I literally look like.
No, your base stats kind of massed up.
Here for the other one.
I'm literally running around with
Look at his
guitar.
Who's got what?
Indeed.
No, hold on.
Chris.
Hold on, I got one more.
That's pretty cool.
That's what?
This is the music note.
I know,
nice.
like, I know.
I'll take a look at it later when I have a chance.
Oh, they're right there. Oh, okay. I did it.
Alright, so Chris, everybody's got all their tags in. Chris, your robot's gonna fire first. The flyer.
So this guy is gonna shoot this guy in the back, I guess. Might as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Everybody else has.
Nope. 6.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
No.
That's
Yeah,
Don't
okay.
let the chips fall.
Score made the. Just
What's after 950?
874.
874. You are the next highest bidder. What are you hitting him? Oh, your flyer. That's a hit.
2 damage.
2 damage. No, still got tons of cards.
Oh, his guys. I thought it was shooting.
Yeah, no, just I never would have hit that guy.
All right, who's up next? 650.
Honey Badger inside of him.
Just tell me. I don't have to go. Just tell me what the power
This? Apparently we're gonna play Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, up next is Oil
Yeah, this is my
Strike.
character. He has some pre-generated character stuff. And
I'm gonna shoot your fella in the back.
And that's all I know so far. Yeah.
It's a hit. So it's hitting you for 5 damage.
Yeah, this is old school.
So at what point do I get blown up?
4 damage.
0 cards.
Maybe discards.
Yeah.
So now when you need cards, you shuffle your discard into your hand. Your discard's basically, so this like when you need to draw cards, you shuffle these and draw them.
No, I know, but if somebody like blew me up and I ran out of cards in my hand, I can't
Oil
draw
Strike
from
is
here.
You
gone.
have to shuffle and then draw. As soon as this is out,
Next
you shuffle this once it's ready.
Death Rattler, 537.
You're like, I'm getting shot by a lot.
No, well,
Yes.
hopefully not. But
He is gonna shoot.
I'm a rogue.
I was hoping Dad was going to stay where he was.
There's not too many spellcasters.
here, that's the only thing I don't like so far. Is like people like move. Like you can never really like.
I am gonna shoot.
I mean, like it's like
Yeah, yeah.
okay, I have a choice of this guy or that
That's
guy.
why it's actually-
and,
I'm
like,
gonna shoot Chris's little guy.
they disappear. Like you move and then they're
Doing to him, he's just flying around in circles.
Yeah.
What did he do to you? Nothing.
A pot shot. It's a hit.
How many?
3.
Come on, 5.
He's dead. He did.
My turn?
Yep.
I'm trying to end this game, but they're not letting me.
I'm gonna turn.
Whoa.
so that I can shoot you in the face.
And I'm gonna shoot with that, so I gotta do 2, right?
Yep. Should have hit him.
7, that's a hit, right?
Yep. How much damage? 6. I'm gonna need more dice.
You need some more, Dan.
Yeah, that's
Ouch.
6
that's a lot.
damage.
So we're gonna go ahead. I don't have anything in hand, so we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then oh, yeah, those are all good. And then shuffle this up. 6.
So one more round at most.
Yeah, I have one hit left on me, so that was pretty good.
But don't you kind of want to kill whoever's
It
in the
says,
lead here?
which is the faction deck?
I don't think they realize
This one.
I'm supposed to put it back in. I missed that on the other ones too, I guess. But whatever.
Oh, yeah, so it goes right back
He
to the
should
top
be
there.
killing you, because then he
We
would
can't shoot at each other, right, from where we are?
And then it'd be the
Me
one
and
that
Kyle have
shot
been shooting
him.
at each other all day long. That's just what we
Well,
do.
he can sprint forward one.
Alright, who's gonna be next highest?
You move, then do weapons,
Oh, I
and then
do.
move, then do weapons. So like right now, next turn, if we make another turn, that's when you want to do that.
Alright, just to add to this, I'm gonna Venom Spray you now. That's a hit. It's gonna do 2 damage
To it, or who to?
to you.
Okay.
Basically,
One.
Does 1 damage?
This is not very easy.
It looks like he doesn't want to see the cards. He's just like,
Didn't I take that though?
No, this one.
So that one goes back.
Yep.
You'll eventually get them back. It's just
And then the venom spray is gonna hit the next guy. Oh, it's a hit on this little guy.
So 2 to that guy.
Yep.
Oh, he's dead.
That's why I kind of.
1 damage.
That thing only has 2 health anyways, right?
Oh yeah, he dead.
And he wants to be very.
Wait, where's that? Why do you feel like this?
We don't get a tag.
History repeats
We wanted to now.
And then orbital strike.
Do we do a 1 turn after attacks? We want to hit me, but
Orbital strike on. I'm gonna orbital strike Kyle for 4 damage.
son of a bitch.
4 dice.
So 4 save dice.
Jared's character name is
1 hit.
1 hit.
You're an elf too.
Yeah. Tortuga. Oh, Tortuga?
Alright, who's got. Chris, you got 50.
Yep.
You're the fastest.
My peekaboo.
Yep.
I guess it's in the Kyle.
Someone called the turtle. That's not a good name. That's not good. That's like a nickname the rogues gave each other.
Oh boy.
Tortuga, why are you so sad? Yes, exactly. I don't like that name.
4 hits.
4 hits.
I just want to like take this message. There was a dog fight each other like I was like 4 years old.
Oh, he's only got a couple left in hand. But now it's his turn to strike. Number 24.
What kind of attack was that?
Missile is orbital.
You see my
So that would take one damage down at least?
Does it add plus 2?
No, it's different.
Yeah, I get 2 more armor.
Yeah, so you save one of your cards. And then that one goes into discard. Alright, so then it's your.
These things don't work that well.
Kyle, your super rocket. Save us. Destroy Chris.
Yeah, that thing over there.
Around the side.
I would love to put that.
Nope.
Have many cards in this.
You might like Kingdom Death.
Alright. Now they're all done that bullshit. Tagging phase.
I don't know, it's like.
Blue, do you have a tag?
Yeah.
I got 2.
I would have more, but somebody killed all my little guys.
So you get one of these.
Oh, okay.
Orange, do you have a tag? Oh, you've got 3 tags. Oh my god.
And you lose another one, Dan.
One person trying to find a fucking thing.
Am I supposed to have 5 or 6 of them? I have 2 tags, right?
So this
which ones?
building is below.
5 max. 5 max.
So this one goes.
I'm surviving.
I have 2 tags.
So what do I do with this building then?
Let's just pull it out.
And then we're done.
It's just
Oh, orange goes up to normal.
Like, I put this here?
Yep.
It's a little bit of a roller coaster where it's like this is definitely
last round.
So supposedly the rumor is that they're
And this building goes. Nope, not yet. It would have gone if you didn't blow up my guy. I was destroying my own
Did I
guy.
give you cards?
I was in Chelsea.
No.
Alright, and who tagged the most?
I would say ignore all his personality traits and crap.
Kyle gets to be Glory Hand. There's another one on the track.
Oh, did I have a...
Should we draw our hands back?
Yeah, those of us that can draw our hands up do. I've got a whopping 2 cards in mine, so choose wisely, folks.
just shit like that, right? So suddenly it's kind of like, oh, here we go again, right?
Alright, so Orange is first player.
Last round. Guaranteed. I will not let it go past this round.
I've got 2 cards.
He can't hit you though.
As soon as it hits 2 damage, game out.
Instantly? So I can keep
I've
you
got lots
alive?
of serious business.
Yes, you do.
I'll just kill you myself there.
We'll end immediately.
But he's got like.
Okay, first, does anyone want to deploy a character?
Just
Yeah,
for
I'm gonna deploy.
just for the visual. Oh,
No. I'm a D card.
Put a man on the board.
Or man on
Oh,
board.
sorry, that.
Yeah, we never played those guys,
I just grabbed it.
It's like, oh,
I need to hold on to my D.
Two, right?
yeah, so you can put them.
I got 3 new expansions from KDM coming. Yep. Flower Knight.
Nope. I'm not deploying. Alright. Movement phase.
That's a badass right?
Kyle, move.
I used the blue gun to glue the base on. So
He talks like.
it's just a baby, like
Blue, if you destroy me, that ends the game immediately. You probably want to wait until the tagging phase.
you get one of those dragons.
So what you're saying is I need to kill Dad immediately to get so we don't go to the tagging phase.
He's gonna shoot us in the back, I'm pretty sure.
He's like, don't, I won't shoot you. Not, it's like, I won't shoot you.
That's what this
Pretty sure he's gonna shoot me.
It's like,
He's gonna shoot us in the back. It's gonna happen.
No, I'm sorry. I mean,
You know, secretive about it over there.
Top secret, he's a strategizer.
No, you have a chance to move before then, so.
Okay. Starting with Kyle, move your dog.
Can I move my lamp?
Oh, yeah, you can.
she would be she is one of the hardest masters you can fight.
If you moved right here, take out a building.
There's certain
Alright, Kyle, now you can move your dag.
Okay, her challenge rating I think
Daggy.
28.
I can only move one anyway, so.
You can pay an energy and move him one more.
No way you're gonna fight it next, let's hear that.
well, we
It
could.
doesn't really help you though. Okay, Chris, you moving your dag?
My HP is a million.
She doesn't show up until the end of this campaign.
It takes years to get a level. Well, I guess.
Oh, that's debatable. Oh, yeah.
No shot there.
What's the hardest monster is?
These worth any
I mean,
points?
like in that, just
Numerically,
If it's tied,
There's a challenge. Basically, whoever has the highest challenge rating is the hardest boss.
Like I don't, mine doesn't grow long like I mean.
No, not like
Have you ever
the group that I'm running right now. They are.
Alright, me. I'm going to move.
It's a half two part. So the second part is when that shows up at the end. They have just started that. They've been playing for a year and a half. They can. She
is that like very spoiled?
You can go one there.
We won't flip the next page.
Blue, do you have a dog like that? Yeah. Remove. Nice. Repairman's. Orange, no. Green, no. Yellow, no. Blue, repairman.
Start a million hours.
Are you happy with him?
You get a new character sheet, but yeah.
Orange flyer.
Our stats are shit. How many challenges are 31?
There's no limits yet.
Yeah. So the big Terry Screw's 30 as well.
Okay, so like you can be challenge rating 50. It's like Dragon Ball Z. It's like Power Up. There's always there can always be something.
What was the highest?
Chris, do you want to move here? You don't have a flyer. Okay. Combat phase.
Well, how bad?
Combat phase.
We're looking our way up there.
But I'll also use them as like as a base for like any kind of dragon or something. So because there's ambush drakes in this. Yeah, that's gonna be really hard for
Alright, everybody got their cards they want to play? Including mechs, robots. Final attack phase commencing. Okay, flip them. Flip them, Chris. Hey, your energies. I'm using up one energy.
I'm recording live.
Whoa!
That I'm running right now, they could probably take on an adult dragon, no problem.
Support cards.
Once you get into ancient dragons
Alright.
and the chromatic dragons,
That's fine.
way harder.
And any energy you have any is guard.
I got the whole monster man in here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For damage?
Yes.
And I'll be able to tell you.
Damage or loss?
Damage. You've overloaded reactors, sir.
I need to just put this down. I've got the least amount of score anyhow.
Alright. So everybody's got their stuff. Who's got the highest number? 650? 675?
874.
8? Yep. You're the winner. Fire away.
Fire on him.
Yep. 2, you're hitting on a 4 better. Nailed it.
2 damage.
And then you got the young ones, which are like
Both hits.
On which one? Blue guy?
Your big guy.
Oh, Terry Screw's in here.
Oh, no.
Why would you do it to us?
624? 624. Yeah, 624. Yep.
So is this dude?
I'm gonna shoot your guy in the back.
Yeah,
My guy?
He's like a god of the earth or something.
He gets partial cover, so you're hitting him on a... No?
Yeah, he's like Gorman of the earth.
A 10 does it. How much damage? 3?
None of the actual like super bosses
Wow,
exist.
2 damage.
Because like team and team has to be like some.
You dead or no?
You got 1. Sweet.
hold on. Simba.
All right. 624. 624. Fire away. 624.
Fire laser.
Oh, right in the back. That's his 1 weak area. That hits. 7 damage.
And it's a successful hit, so I get another bonus card.
Yeah, I do.
And this shit, so like, that's quite a few.
5 damage spike.
So I take them out of my hand and then out of here.
He's like scratching it.
Is that a hack? Just take them out of here.
You can you take them out of your hand first.
And then one out of here.
Yep.
I want him to fight.
That would be badass.
Did you get that extra damage too?
It'd be like Vegeta versus.
Is that one more?
Yeah.
It's an extra one in the end.
You just like shot you like you should have got a static shock from the console. It's like,
All right. So that 624 is gone. 537.
So this is the toughest thing I did this thing. And the way they did it was when this guy dies, he
Save you some pain. I'm instead going to focus up here on this guy.
Yeah. They survived by, they didn't actually take him out, they tricked him.
My small little guy.
And
What is it?
And then
It's a rocket attack.
Miss on offense.
It's fine.
Yeah, basically.
3 damage.
Collect the loot. Collect the loot.
My character would be a badass.
1 makes it through.
You didn't have to retire.
I did.
No, that's the game.
My little like.
I've done the same thing a couple times.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
Who's got Chris?
They don't want you.
No.
Yeah, like
396.
The brat.
I'm just gonna shoot that little
My
guy.
little guy?
No, and
Kill him, he's got no cards! Kill him, he's got no cards!
don't worry.
That's a
Don't
hit.
worry.
No, I can't handle it.
That's what I mean.
How many damage is it? Oh, 6. So that's not nearly enough dice.
But you would have already got the number of dice you already rolled.
Oh, yup. Yup.
It's like, you already rolled 2 of the 6, and you already did.
I did. Game end.
No?
No, that was your little guy.
Your little guy's dead.
Switch to the little guy.
Back. Not quite. It is so close. Alright.
150.
150 fires.
How many cards do you have in your deck? How many do you have in yours?
We're gonna these ones, right? 3. Plus.
I'm shooting at you then.
Oh shit!
So I guess that's
on your last one.
Yep.
Hit him for 3.
With what?
Missiles, because I have a spotter.
depends how long we go.
Oh, I'm dead.
only 1.
I think
Only
we
1
can just
damage.
open
1
it.
damage.
That's probably enough, because that might, that'll only take 3 hours, so. And then by then people just want to play other things.
Just this one.
I prefer DM.
You're up then?
I've done both.
Alright, venom shot here.
Don't kill me. You're killing me now.
That's a hit.
So I have to come
So how
back.
many do I get to roll?
Although we do play, like, we
2.
won the championships at Dickens. So me and Rob. No, D&D. So there was a big team winner.
Yep. Game end.
I can still shoot.
Nope. Game
Come
end.
on, man.
No, game ends immediately.
I should have just killed you.
Yeah, we won.
You should have.
I'm shooting dead.
I was going on the little thingies.
I thought you were like done.
Yeah, and then nobody hit me
You were
anymore.
like,
Well, because
so many cards.
I was gonna get these buildings, and then that was gonna be worth more points.
Dear God.
It's all my
I didn't
discard.
think he was gonna kill me. Shoot me in the
F you, green team.
Because I got a bit of attack here and then he went away from me. So I just started sitting here going boom, and it was blowing up all my
I
slots.
did. Repeatedly.
so how do you add up points now?
It's normally who's the furthest on this track, plus whatever's in your hand and discard.
So Chris.
So, Chris.
Never
I think he might have used hacks.
Because he wasn't sitting in front of his cards, so you couldn't see what he had.
Never.
So that was tricky. The finals, we were
Tricky. I like this game. But it's like one of those games like
So
you
like,
have to play
when does this stuff factor? Like, it's not worth
If
points
it's,
or anything?
if it's
or-
tied, it gives
And
you
there- and
points
there's
in
also-
cards the entire
So every
game.
time you knocked a building down, you went up on the point track.
Yeah.
And that opens up your special abilities.
I don't know.
So just toss it all on the trays and just get it.
Try and wear it back.
Let's see anything nice for treats. You guys seem to be doing this.
Yeah, we got this.
Find the treats for this.
So I want to pop that door away so we
It'd be really hard to flip the table on that. Or it'd be really awesome. I just get upset and just table.
Why would it raise the table down?
There's no flipping this table. You guys have tried.
You could if you really tried.
Chris, that was a good call. Bring the energy drinks. I was he already had 6.
Costco.
He can now see the future.
He's had 6.
I
ready to play all the games.
I have a
all
headache.
at once. He's just gonna run from table to table.
I'm sweaty everywhere.
Jimmy, you act like that's something
I'm getting
you're
really sweaty, guys.
You're always sweaty.
No,
I still have your shirt on. We're doing well.
Oh my gosh, the number of times Jen's walked by with that on the stream on the TV being like, what is going on here? And it's like,
When he's got his shirt on?
yeah, it's like, well, you see, Jimmy's playing board games. She's like, that doesn't explain it really.
What? Because I have my shirt on for like 2 minutes.
Board games?
You guys are playing wrong.
And if I had one
I did what I could to up viewership.
I at least got him by sort of type, not by individual card.
No, I'm playing fighter.
As you look at where we're throwing them.
Don't look behind you, Chief.
Just like, oh, it's a wrap.
Your work is going to be.
You have slightly less work, that's all I could.
You did your best effort, right? You're like, you can't blame me. This needs a map.
It does really. The other side builds out tiles. When you walk in the mid, like sucks your damage or does like fire damage.
I'd be tempted to just like paint that on the table.